D Bizatch.
Hey, nerds, we're not accepting those type of insults.
Let me
hit the button.
I did, D.
Oh shit, my bad.
Hey,
I'm just wondering if you hit the button, man.
No, I didn't hit it. Yet.
Oh.
Okay. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Real Deal Xbox Podcast every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, and of course, I think it's like 3 a.m. British Sandwich Time. Of course, we are live back again with the latest and greatest topics. Phenomenal panel, great guests, and you know what? Sometimes we're lucky enough to get on some really, really massive names like Aaron Greenberg and Ashton Luca. Thanks for joining us, Luca.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much for having me. Wow. I'm here with my RDX bros. What's up, guys? How's it going?
Pretty good. I know you're playing Destiny. I know what
Listen,
you're doing.
I'm not playing anything. I've taken a Destiny break. Okay, I'm freeing myself. Thank you.
Free yourself until that December update, because it should be a pretty good improvement. But again, guys, if you're here early, thank you so much for what you do. Hit the like button, share it out, help us out a little bit. And of course, shout out to all the forums and all the subreddits that do help spread the show and all that stuff to the greater world. Even though we do pretty well, but there's so many people still don't know about us. So again, thanks for what you do. Help us out. We appreciate it. We're gonna do some intros, we'll do some shout outs, and get into some pretty awesome topics. Cultist Eastwood, Scro Eastwood, Colt Driftwood. How are you?
Colt Beastwood.
I'm looking at this. Oh my gosh, just blanked on the name. The gameplay you've got up here. Oh my gosh, I just blanked on it. Tell the crowd what they're looking at here.
This is
the game.
It's called Menus. It's really nice.
Oh my gosh, I can't remember. It just at first I was like, oh, this looks like that Doom DLC, but yeah, it's that. We had a funny name for it. I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, I'm playing around with the. Anyway, back to the intros, Colt. How you been?
Good. Really busy, but thanks for having me on the show. And we got a packed panel, and I'm excited.
That's awesome. D Batch, how you been, brother?
Oh man, haven't been getting a lot of sleep, building all of these rigs. Everyone wants their 3080s, and
I'm building semi trucks.
And I got in a Oculus Quest 2, so I've been playing around with that. So yeah, it's good to take a break and talk with you guys. So let's go.
Awesome. Also we have the Grounded Gamer, Fonzarelli. How you been, brother?
Hey, been good. Let's get into it.
And Wilmy Hood, I still haven't heard your voice once. Are you back? Are you there?
Yes, I finally got my microphone fixed. Good to be back again. Let's do it. Been a while. I'm pumped. I'm full of caffeine. And I got a bad attitude, so tonight's perfect.
You sounded kind of like you weren't uncultured swine there at the beginning. You sounded like you had a beret on.
Did you fucking clap too?
What?
No,
I heard a little clap in the background, like he was happy and
he
shit.
Clapped. I heard his little baby
I heard
hands.
I heard it too.
No, seriously though, Wilmy, great to have you on, brother. Thank you so much. Tim Dog, welcome back.
Happy to be here. Great panel. Great topics. Let's get going.
Hey, what'd you just retweet for the show went live? What was that?
That the PS5 is more powerful.
No, about
Moriarty.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just feeding into your troll, man. Yeah, it should be a phenomenal show. Of course.
Deep Rock Galactic. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Deep Rock Galactic. It's a fun game.
Colt just got half of his brain just woke up again. Whoa! I remember where I live. Zalker, how have you been, man?
Doing pretty good. I don't know if anybody sees I'm on the fucking floor again, but it's all right. Maybe I'll be all right. Looking forward to the show. We have a lot of great topics, and yeah, Tim's been going hard on Twitter and making me laugh, and he's a troll, and I love it. There you go.
Always.
More fun.
And shout out to the 1,100 people already in the chat as we get started. God dang it, I'm trying to get this mic arm fixed here. So let me get into some patron shout outs again. Thank you guys so much. A shout out to your Game Genie Prime. I just wanted to shout him out because he's a cool guy. Slim73, Pink Orc Bot. Shout out to you, Costanza, Wayne, Scout Trooper 74, KY Bob. We've also got Wakanda XNT, Goose, 8402, DT Baggin, Straw Hat Khalifa, Bad Boy Live, Assassin Lupa, Foreign Object, Gab Quisteo, John Blue, Vec Boss, Deviator X, Real Deal Neil, Suicide King, Tasteless Genie. I'm almost done, I promise. Michael Bowen, Guillermo Cavillo, shout out to Guillermo, All Might, Alfonso Hogan, A Squad, Gaz K, Dark CMF, and Nick Bod. But That last name, man. Bodganaski. I saw him murking people on Twitter. It was funny.
Nick Bondage. There you go.
Yeah, he does that.
Oh.
But shout out to all these guys, and of course, thank you guys so much for what you do. We're gonna get into the topics. PlayStation, I can start with something kind of light, let more people file in. It's a little bit controversial. I don't know every single thing about it, but I figured we'll learn together, chat. Colt, did you hear about this PlayStation recording issue with PSN? And, this is kind of a big deal. Can you explain this and what you know about it?
Yeah, apparently you're able to record using your own device, as far as I know, to record party chat, but it's facilitated that you can send something you don't like to the PlayStation Now or PlayStation Network. And if you don't like what somebody said, even if it's in private chat, but there isn't, as far as I know, there isn't a way to do that, but there is a place for you to report it.
Are you saying it's a bitch switch? Is that what you say?
Yeah, yes. Snitches get stitches. Dude, yeah, that's basically it's a big nasty mess when the news came up, but
have they clarified that or walked that back into the closet or what happened?
Well, it's something that they have to damage control, but when we all signed up for a PlayStation Network account and an Xbox Live account, we basically said it's okay if somebody records us. So it's no different on Xbox. We kind of went through this about 2 or 3 years ago, where I think even Mike Ibarra, when he was still working at Xbox, said, hey, you guys have this same problem. Like they can listen in on you. It's not a Kinect device. Like it's just
basically when you hit yes, you said you can do whatever you want.
Yep. So yeah, people don't like it, and that just sucks that way. But
that's just today's technology, man. They're all listening to us. Doesn't matter.
God damn it, Fonz. First the PS4 controllers,
and
now
you
this.
have a smartphone, so.
Yeah.
Smartphone with an open mic on it. Good luck. Alexa, good luck.
I mean, I just find it interesting that a lot of people are like, this is an invasion of our privacy. What privacy? We don't have any privacy in this day and age. So,
not online.
It's whatever. I mean, PlayStation did apologize for it, but...
Why did they apologize? They did it on purpose.
I said here...
They apologize.
Immediately put out a statement apologizing for the unexpected...
The statement started off in all caps. Oh, fuck. We're sorry.
We're sorry for
My
telling
bad.
you exactly what we intended to do, dude. I'm sorry.
We're sorry you guys actually read the damn terms and conditions.
Hey, we just want to let you guys know that we're looking into your feedback, okay, guys?
Yeah, we're going to find a different way to word this. We'll be back in 6 months. It'll be like 2K.
Yeah,
we'll be back.
literally, though.
Yeah, I didn't say anything about it because I wasn't really surprised. I just kind of thought it was amusing as something people were bringing up. They're kind of pissed. It's kind of weird if you got a button to just record your party chat or something. Like, that's kind of different, I guess. They're kind of making it a little easier. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess chat, let us know if you're comfortable with that. I feel like people should be a little bit more questionable about, like, yeah, you don't have privacy, but at the same time, you should still wear pants, bro,
Yeah.
Like,
what the hell?
You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
Like, no need to make it even easier to be that guy that got caught on the Zoom class, right? Or whatever just happened with the New Yorker.
The Zoom meeting.
Oh, God.
But that's the thing, though. Who reads the terms and conditions and all that stuff?
Who can
when you
read?
agree
I
to
don't
this
know.
Stuff? Nobody reads it. Nobody reads that.
Wasn't it like
stuff.
last year after that Facebook thing, everybody changed their terms and condition? Like every single online website did.
Yeah, all the cookies and everything.
Yeah, they're like shit.
Hey, chat, why we let D voice his opinion? Hit a 1 if you think that, I don't know. I'm not bitching about it, but I just think people are kind of like, who cares? If it's okay to install a button to basically record your party chat and tell them people, do you think that's all right? Hit a 1 if yes, 2 if no. D-batch, go.
I'm not under the
I know most
impression.
places, like especially in the States, you can't record somebody without their permission. So I don't know, man. I know Microsoft was doing it too, and I know they just said they're not going to do it anymore. That, in my opinion, is kind of stepping over the boundaries there. I think, if someone's saying some racial stuff or, some homophobic stuff or whatever, report them, and they can do some investigation towards that. But to tape your actual conversations, it is a turnoff. And I had a friend today, we were talking about pre-orders. I asked him if he got his PlayStation 5 pre-order, and he goes, you know what, I'm not going to pre-order anymore. I don't like that they can listen into their stuff. And, some people will have their reasons why they won't want people to listen into their conversations. So I think it's pretty uncool. In this day and age, although we should expect privacy. We don't really have it. Like, they track us with our cell phones, they track us with Facebooks. It's kind of the era that we're in, where they pretty much know everything that we freaking do. But at the same time, I think this goes a little bit too far. I don't think you should tape someone's conversation without their consent.
Well, it's also in the PS5 that like, right? Like, so when the Kinect came out, that was a big thing. They're like, they're listening to us and watching us. We're fucked. But now it's like with the PS5, isn't there like an open microphone on the controller? Like that's constantly open?
Yeah, you can mute it, I think.
Can you?
I don't think so. I don't know. But
yeah, I think
yeah,
you
it's
can.
an
Just like you
interesting
can your cell phone, by the way.
It's got a little toggle rocker. I like that.
How do you mute your cell phone?
Wait, real quick. The people
Blame it
who
on
are
the
going to
ground.
be utilizing this feature, it's probably for like if you get into a party chat with a jerk or something.
I'm telling
Right.
Like your friends aren't going to be recording you and sending it to PlayStation unless they have a weird sense of humor. So I don't see
I'm
this as a
definitely
big
doing
deal. Yeah, I know you are, King.
The only problem I see with it, somebody is going to misuse it. You're going to have people trolling it. That's going to be the only problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I'm in a party with Wilmy, he's talking about some goats, and some
Oh,
weird
I'm
stuff.
reporting your ass right off the bat.
What?
That's all there is. Oh, yeah, I'm going to report you every
you
word.
might get somebody who loses a game and or they're hounding you the whole game, and then at the minute that you start back, they get you on record. I mean, depending on how they use it and when it goes on, if it tells you when you're being recorded, I think that's really what you got to look for. But I think I had fun with it. We were calling it the snitch station and stuff like that.
Really?
Overall, yeah. But overall, it is par for the course. When you're online, you really should respect people.
Yeah.
And
The
this is
dealer.
Yeah, this is trying to the idea is good that it could try to cut down on people
Who's
using
eating
abusive
chips?
language.
Who the fuck is eating Pringles right now?
Probably Zocker.
Zocker?
Right. But
You know Pringles are bad for you.
Potato chip. Zocker will eat like a whole bag of Doritos and go, I'm having carrots and celery. We're like, no, you're not, you liar. No, we're just kidding. Can you report, because whenever
I'm
I get
actually
on
having
party chat
baby carrots though.
Can I report, whenever I get on Xbox party chat with Dealer, he just makes fun of me. Can I report him for that? For him making me feel
You should
dumb?
go there and make a video.
See, I don't know if you can
Good.
record and send with Xbox. I know they can listen in on you, but
Yeah, that's a topic that could go down any rabbit hole. I mean, Tim, you're a great example of trolling, right? You're trolling. You're saying stuff that's not like taking crap people said and just lying about everything they're saying, skewing everything. And that's why I think it's kind of a little bit funny. But the Clap wanted to add to the conversation in the super chat. He says, RDX FTW dropping the truth bomb so hard the fanboys can't respond. I would only assume that's the case. Also, we've got Hustleine Motive. He says, Luca, hashtag family first. Thank you so much.
That's hustle and motivate.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know, all kind of blended together, brother.
Shout out to you.
I think I was on a show with him, actually. Shut up, Fawn. Shut up, Zach. All you guys. K Asante. Salute to the RDX. Oh my God, you guys. Let the games begin, of course. Off of the trolls. Keep it up. Yep. Appreciate it, brother. And then Great 180 says the controller that PlayStation 5 has a mic built into it. Yeah. They can mute it, though. Yeah, I did hear that. So that is correct. You can mute it. I don't give a fuck about this topic anymore. Let's move forward. I'm going to go ahead and go to we can cover the UI stuff real quick. Something else kind of small. If you guys didn't know, Digital Foundry, or I guess Digital Foundry did go over it. PlayStation revealed the UI. It's in 4K HDR, so you can burn that screen right in on that OLED and really make that whole thing an actual big deal. No, seriously though, like it is a nice looking UI. At the end of the day, Jeff Grubb came out and kind of broke NDA a little bit by revealing that Xbox's UI is not done. They said they're going to update it in some form or fashion. I don't know if that means raise the resolution. They said don't really harp on it. It's almost like they knew PlayStation's was a high resolution. And of course, I took interest in a lot of people that were talking about how resolution is the dumbest discussion ever since 2017, of course. But now a UI, fuck Xbox, right? So I don't know. Did you notice this, Fonz?
Yeah, games can be 1440p and it's just fine, but a UI, it's got to hit that 4K mark or it's trash. I don't get it. It's weird. A lot of hypocrisy out there when it comes to this topic, but not to dive into the the mud and dirt there with all that crap. I think the UI looks pretty good myself. I think it looks decent. It looks honestly, it looks more like an Xbox UI than it does a PlayStation UI. Like I preferred the old UI, like just the basic bare bones, here you go. This is where all your stuff is on this main page. And I prefer that. I never really liked Xbox's UI all that much either. I like having everything simple and just looks a little bit more convoluted now. Like Xbox.
I think it's pretty. I like how it looks. Yeah. So
I can't wait to hop in a party and play multiplayer on the UI myself.
It's in 4K, bitch.
Yeah, the UI conversation is really silly. I think people are just bored and waiting for these new consoles to come out. So they're just coming up with and running with whatever narrative. So I'm tired of it. I'm bored of it. I don't care. It looks nice.
To be honest, I want to see it in action. A lot of the video was very like they guided you what they wanted you to see. And that's something that, like, as a UX designer, I want to see what it could do in the real world. And that's something that I give credit to Xbox, is that they really do just put that stuff out there and just be like, here. And then if anything's wrong, you report it or anything like that.
I mean, Xbox are not really showing the UI of the Series X at all. Actually, it was under embargo. I think it might still be, actually.
Isn't it the one that they just put out now for the Xbox One X? Isn't it going to be the same UI for the Series X?
Yeah. I think I don't know if there are slight changes, but I do know for a fact it was under embargo for weeks now. I know it's been under embargo not to show the OS on the Series X.
Huh.
So
Zalker, where's that openness you were just talking about, boy?
Well, I just thought the whole UI that they just brought out right now was going to be on the Series X.
The
one that we just got.
Like we already see it, so there's nothing
there's not much to hide. Like, what else are they going to do? Like, Sony completely revamped it. Like, that's awesome. I like seeing that. I like seeing new UI. I enjoyed what I saw. I thought the whole 7-minute video was really good. I put that out on Twitter saying that this looks really nice.
It's confirmed. You're going to be staring at it for 100 hours with your friends, right?
I mean, 100%. I mean, that's all I do. I'm going to play hundreds of hours of it.
I like
it too.
Everyone likes it.
I'm a fan of some of the things that they're implementing, like the you could be in a chat with your friends
and you can tail on it.
And you could broadcast your game, or you could broadcast YouTube or something like that, and you all can discuss what you're seeing. I think it was well done. I'm not gonna lie. I think it was has some new stuff. I like the idea that you can hint. Like you could pull up videos if you're having a spot where you can't get past.
A lot of ideas like from 2013's dashboard from the Xbox.
It is a little.
Now some people that don't know literally think I would just make. No, I'm not making that up. Like they literally showed how you can look up tips and tricks on the side, snap in the window. I like how PlayStation does it though, because it's picture in picture, so you can kind of float that around and not lose any screen space. Say what?
Why is it picture in picture snap like
RAM.
YouTube videos? RAM.
Yeah, I get the whole 4K thing, but why did they add HDR to the UI?
Yeah, that makes
to me it just seems like it's going to be more demanding, right?
And especially if you have an OLED, it's kind of unnecessary if you just leave it on with HDR and all those borders on for like 10 fucking hours.
You know what's good about having HDR on the dashboard is when you launch a game, you don't get that 3-second black screen while it switches over, or 2-second, whatever.
It's not necessary for the dash. I think that's kind of.
Well, maybe they did that because they know TVs have to do a panel refresh to get the HDR, and like that has always been jarring to me since I've been using HDR. Then things go black. I'm like, wait, did something crash? Oh yeah, it's switching to HDR for the game.
And then after like 2 days, it's like okay.
I still don't understand that. The HDR thing on a UI is overkill.
Yeah, it's overkill. I want to see.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's just fucking HDR. Like, cool. It looks nice. Like, who cares? Like, it looks pretty cool. Like, I just think that the whole UI, the whole revamp of it is. I think they did a really goddamn good job.
Yeah.
I think they put a lot of time into it. I think they put hours into it. As somebody that's created shit like that, I can tell they put a lot of time into that and a lot of user testing into it. So I'm really looking forward to getting hands on and doing different things with it to see what the hell it can actually do instead of them like guiding us through what it does. That's the big thing I want to see. And so I don't know, man. I think it's really good. I think they did a good job. I like right now I don't like the party system on Sony. Like, I don't like it. It's just fucking annoying. But now that party system that they have looks good. That looks like very ease of use. That's what it's for. It's for the end-to-end user. And that's what we are. We're the end users. And that's what it looks like it's made for, is for us to enjoy.
Let me give a few shout-outs real quick. Gaming Forte says, much love to the panel. Shout-out to the Scum family. Forte, check him out. He does good content. RDX Devin, by the way, says Warzone update for Series X. I actually have no clue. There's a new Call of Duty. They really don't have much incentive to do so. Spooky Sprocket, he says, tune in every week. Appreciate you all taking the time each week to deliver on one of the best and most entertaining podcasts on YouTube. Yes, RDX. Thank you so much, sir. We've also got Gamebred, who is a maniac. He throws in $100 super chat to say eyeball emojis, turtles. Thank you so much, sir, man. He's not fucking around, turtles. People. Yeah, Gamebred, that's his, for some reason his first account won't work on here, so he's got two. He's special. Thanks, Gamebred, appreciate it. Also, so the UI, PS5, I made a video talking about, I can't believe I'm talking about the fucking UI. At the end of the day, this is a thing that happened with the One X that we have today. They were going to launch it with a 4K UI, but it took up resources, and Mike Ybarra said it himself. They basically made it. Yeah, well, it's not that nobody used it, it's that it took the extra gig of RAM they got back from not using it. The developers would have rather had 9 gigs of RAM for games on the One X from 2017 instead of 8. So they gave them that extra gig. Will this be
an issue?
Well,
will this be an issue with the PS5?
Well, I mean, if you keep your active OS in the RAM of the system, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like if I
don't think it's going to make or break anything, but
well. If they are going to be, pushing it and being that demanding with adding HDR as well, it's just like, it's one of those things I have to ask why. Like, what's the point here? I don't get it. I don't get it.
I think Sony guys are getting really excited with this UI because it's the first time seeing 4K on a PlayStation console, native 4K. So I don't know.
I mean, I like to talk about games, but UIs, boring.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, they can adjust it, right? They can take certain things off and adjust it through a patch in the software. It doesn't really matter. Well, so if it does become like where developers are asking for it, I'm pretty sure Sony would be like, all right, well, we'll just take the HDR out, or we'll adjust it, bring the resolution down if they want more assets from the hardware.
And that's why I said, that they're gonna try to ink, because these systems have like at least 7-8 years of life in them. Easy, they're balanced. They're the most balanced consoles of all time, right? So why not just start by doing what you'll have to end up doing anyway? Like, fuck it, give the developers the space. I would rather Sony and Microsoft both do that. We'll see what Xbox end up doing. I really don't care that much, but something that somehow was a topic, and you had guys out there that were talking about how resolution was the dumbest argument and the dumbest thing in gaming. Literally hyping up a fucking UI. It's like, we don't care if the positions were reversed. I would be making fun of anybody trying to act like a UI is gonna fucking do anything for anything. When it comes to resolution,
I know that hypocrisy runs rampant in the community. These guys, you just can't, they're going to do.
Well, it's the industry people too. Let's not forget that. So, I mean,
yeah, that's true.
But yeah,
clickbait articles.
Gotta get
paid. Series X and PS5 thermals. Let's jump into some of this stuff because there was some data come back from this, and I know Colt has this tattooed on his hand right now, so I can probably come to him. But basically, Digital Foundry, and we got some more information from them too from a recent thing they did, but they tested the Series X at almost 210 watts. Remember, the One X, I think, consumed a maximum of 170. So this is using a little bit more power, but for a ton more performance. Gears 5 is the most demanding game they can find right now in terms of how much hardware is actually being maxed out. And they can measure that by wattage from the wall, and that thing's pulling like 207, I think. I think Dirt 5's pulling 170. Just think of it as maximum load, right? So basically, under full load, what are some of the temperatures, and how many people have the Xboxes lit on fire because of this?
I actually don't remember the numbers, but I think it's about 46 degrees Celsius is what it was running. Tim would remember too. But yeah, you're basically looking at 170 on almost every game. And like you said, Gears was running at 202 or 206 or something like that. Of course, they just they always try these things in the first chapter of a game. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's using half of that power supply, and it's running slightly cooler than the One X. It's amazing how far off people were about.
So it's running even cooler than today's One X.
Yeah, and
yeah.
it's amazing how off everybody was. Like everybody was just so far off on the power and the overheating and all this stuff. Like I don't know why people go ahead and just speak before they actually hear the stuff, because
because people were running with the memory card, the SSD card was burning people, and the vent was burning people,
Yeah,
and that it was just randomly overheating. But the only case that we had heard was people.
Yeah, the memory card is the hottest point on the whole console. Unfortunately,
so you pull it out and you can slice someone in half with it.
That stream, right, where the guy like hit the thermal, he's like, "Ooh, ow!" and he like pulled his like fucking hand away, and he was like joking, like it was like a joke apparently, but people were like, "Oh, it's really hot," and it's just like, man, it's a shame when it runs a lot less hotter than the One X that's out right now, and that's been totally fine.
You know why this didn't trouble me at all? It's the fact that they, Microsoft themselves put this out there to many influencers and YouTubers and journalists and stuff. They gave them machines to have in totally different environments. They don't know if they're running their AC or not, or if they, have a room that's, almost 100 degrees and they're using the Series X, and they don't know. And it's because of that, because Microsoft lent these out to all these people that I kind of knew, like they would know. They've done testing, they've done internal testing. They know that these things aren't going to blow up. So, I mean, they were that confident, and that's what really struck me. Like
Ricari says, well, why did that become such a big issue then, or a big topic then? And Ricari, if he was in here, I would ask you that, and you'd be able to give a great answer.
It's really weird. People were saying that it was hot, but I think the top of the machine where the the vents are,
so where the heat comes out is hot. Okay,
of course it's hot. So
well, it's not even just that, Fonz. It's like what you said. Like, yeah, they gave it to people to test it. Of course, they knew what was happening. They tested it internally a lot. But the other thing is that Xbox is, if any other company knows about heating issues and knows about how much it could fuck them. So like after the 360, you think they're gonna freaking do the same thing? Hell no. They're not messing around. That cost them billions of dollars.
Yeah.
So they're like, nope, not happening again. They make sure shit's like RDNA just going through, and there you go. R&D will handle that. Can somebody kick this guy out of here? Because now I'm on the ground.
Don't throw me in.
Ricari, why did it become such a? And I gotta introduce you because we have new people listening all the time. Ricari Austin, formerly of Inside Xbox, now he works at I work for myself. He just gets paid to be a boss. There you go.
Something like that.
Ricari, why did this become such a big issue, and how many times did Series X light you on fire?
Well, first of all, I don't have one. I've played one. I know people that have them, but I don't know why it became such an issue. I look to you guys for this one. Just it's all sensationalism, and I really don't know. It was kind of like, I saw it crop up one day, so I went to go touch one myself, and nothing was bad of it, and I was trying to figure out why it was. So y'all tell me.
You just went there and there's a little fire just on top of it, just hovering above.
Yeah, right. I always like watching the rumors and stuff online. That's my favorite thing to do, is kind of study how and why people talk. That's what I made an entire career out of. But I have no idea why this particular one took off. And from what I'm hearing, it's just because somebody touched a memory card and said, "Hot."
Yeah. Pretty much.
Because people.
Well, he did drop it. Those M.2s.
He touched the SSD or something.
They do get hot.
He also said that his console was in standby at the time, and he said it was a little warm.
But even it got so out of control that even he came out on Twitter and said, "Okay, guys, this is getting kind of stupid."
Yeah.
Okay. But again, I mean, I know somebody, they had it locked in a cabinet, and the thing basically did a safety shutdown. But that wasn't. Again, we said that's a non-issue, and people were trying to Photoshop all this crazy stuff. I don't know the overall grand scheme of it. I think that anytime Xbox has something negative going with it, it literally pays to run that shit into the ground for a lot of people.
Yeah.
The way I feel about it is that it's the same thing with the UI and the fact that people were talking about the UI not being 4K. Everyone is just bored, and we're waiting for these consoles to come out, and they're gonna run with whatever news comes out because why not? Like why not? Like, oh, it's the Xbox Series X is gonna burn your house down. Why not? I was just like whatever about it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for more information to come out before I jump out the window freaking out. And
How dare you take such a logical approach?
I know, right? Like it's kind of crazy at this point. I don't know. I think people are just. I mean, it's Xbox, dude. People are gonna they're gonna freak out no matter what, man.
So I think that's true though, because that whole week you had every day was like a big thing, and it was small stuff, but like things just getting blown out of proportion. Whether it was that was I think the week when the recording thing for Sony came out. Just every day, like things just get blown out of proportion. But this one definitely was, and it just was like 2 stories, and that's it. And then people were making videos, and there you go.
I think it was blown out of proportion also because wasn't it like this spring, like back in like a couple like 6-7 months ago, Sony had a big rumor about them overheating and having heating issues, and it was a lot like I think it was Bloomberg that brought that out, and and it was like legitimate like, hey, this might be happening, and so I think that is another reason why it blew up a lot because people are like, well, fuck, we got to get that one down too, right? And so that's the way I see it a little bit.
The meme started, all the fire, you seen the thing cook, and it's red, and people are cooking burgers on top of the grill. All
right, well, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's just what happens, and I think Ashton really points it out well. It's just people we're just at a fever pitch right now and just looking for anything.
I called Woomy, and that's what he was doing. He's cooking burgers on top of the Series X.
Damn right, man.
Woomy, I know y'all had some discussions about this, boy.
You know the reason, dealer.
Why? Just say Xbox, and we can speed this up.
That, and there are certain YouTubers, we won't name any names here on your podcast, that just have to have something to make videos about.
Who made a video about this flaming ass Xbox?
I can name a couple.
D-Batch, was that you?
Do you guys put
you son of a Canadian?
Do you guys put salt on the top of your hamburger patties before you cook them?
No.
What barbarian doesn't?
Salt is bad for you, Colt.
I gotta say though, from watching the information on the console itself, though, it really was well engineered because it's effectively getting rid of that heat. If you look at the base of it, it's like 29 degrees Celsius, and I think on average it's running like I don't know, between 45 and 50.
What's that in American money?
I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, but it's respectable temps. The temperatures are fantastic for the console and for the power that's inside of it, especially if you compare it to a PC, and a PC has essentially better cooling. It's cooler, so it's running good. I think the system. I don't think the system's going to overheat, and I think everyone's right. Microsoft is not going to have another red ring of death. And I think the hot air is just the hot air coming out of the system.
And they've only got one fan, and it's not a boat propeller. Pretty interesting.
Like there was the trolls, of course, there was the memes, but like the real thing to be concerned about was the people that were circling the back vents where the ports were and circling all these places where the Xbox Series X wasn't going to be able to properly cool the console. That went on for that whole entire week until the embargo lifted, where all of these journalists and influencers said this thing is not hot. I had a couple of nice arguments with the guy. His name was Joe something. He just kept sharing over and over where he took pictures of the back. He took pictures from the back of the console and underneath, and he was circling where these fatal flaws and engineering failures.
Was it the same guy that circled the reflections on gears and said, "Where's the reflections?"
Yeah, I mean, this kind of crap. Like people don't understand. Like he thinks that there's no way for cool air to get in. It's like oh my gosh!
Thermodynamics doesn't.
You only need to get some airflow. It's like your motor and an exhaust pipe. You just need something for it to come in and come back out. You don't have to have the same. Like these guys are used to blowing their controllers, I guess.
Hey, I agree with Chris Grinnell. Chris Grinnell in the chat says it's just hot air's coming out of trolls' mouths.
Wow. Damn! These trolls are overheating. So the temps are apparently lower than the Series X. They're lower than the Pro. Or the 1X rather. That is confusing. Right. And of course, it's quieter than both of them by a pretty decent margin. Apparently, PS5 is reportedly in the sewer somewhere with the Ninja Turtles. We still haven't seen this fucking thing out in the wild.
This where the fuck y'all at?
Oh, I need to watch that.
Hey,
controlled environment.
So I mean, here's something weird. Sony's, I hope I pronounced this right. Yasuhiro Akatori, right, admits that he doesn't know how hot the PS5 gets, which is a damn lie. This is what they're saying, and they're saying that they can adjust the fans before the thing comes out or as the games come out.
Hold up. Did they say that they don't know how hot it gets? Did they honestly say that?
Yeah, basically.
They don't do any internal testing or none of that? I don't believe that.
He said that he doesn't know. Controller, man. That's all it needed.
I actually covered this today, and
why are you covering all these overheating things, D?
I like heat. So they're basically going to push out an update, I guess, when the PlayStation 5 comes out, and it's going to adjust the fan on a game per game basis. Now, to me, I have engineers in my family, whatever. I'm not an engineer, but to me, this seems like an engineering fail if they can't have a constant curve that will guarantee that the console is kept cool. So they actually have to push an update out that's gonna peg the sensors on the console to see how each console is running. And okay, this game is actually making the core go up too high, so we're gonna have to ramp up the speeds for this game. But for this game, it's okay. And that's just a little weird, man.
Is the PS5 even ready to come out? What's going on? Like, what do you mean they have to do an update for the fan? That's crazy.
Well, the issue arises from the 2.23 gigahertz on the GPU for the console. Like, it's a fucking insanely high clock speed for a GPU that's on the PC, like a desktop, much less a console. So, they're using the liquid metal to cool it, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be effective. But at the same time, they have to ensure that these consoles remain at a certain temperature in order to sustain the speeds.
Don't they already have? They should already have a damn fan curve like their last two systems.
But clearly, if they have to push out an update that's going to do it on a game per game basis, they're not 100%.
I think by that they just mean this thing's probably going to get a little louder.
Yeah, it's going to get louder.
He can say he doesn't know what the temperature will be.
He's like, I don't know how hot this thing works or runs. It's like, didn't you build it?
He's not lying. No, he's not lying because he's saying that every game can run at a different temperature, so I can't give you one.
That's his loopholes. You're saying?
You got to listen to that corporate BS.
And look at Ricari over there. You got a fucking a ninja mask on and shit. You need to figure it all out.
Mean average of it,
Well,
yeah. I mean, he could do that, but then he still gets in trouble if something goes over or something's below. So it's easier.
Well, can't he just say the average can be this?
I think he just said hot as fuck and walked off. We got liquid metal.
I will say that after seeing the launch of Xbox One and the Xbox One X, you would not believe how much stuff is crammed in the final month.
Yeah.
So it doesn't shock me that there's a day zero update that'll go out because it's almost frightening how much you think is broken until it all flips on.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about that 2.2 gigahertz, by the way. They're like, the faster pixel fill. It's like, bro, a fucking 3080 is going to crush an overclocked 3060. Clocked higher or not, it doesn't fucking matter, right? Like, just as an example, 2080 versus 2060, 2070. Clock the 2070 higher than the 2080. It doesn't matter. There's different amount of silicon in each card. It's going to be able to do more work at a lower clock. It's just how it works. So, again, there's a reason you don't overclock 2060s to compete with 2080s, right? Just doesn't happen. Unless you're running that bitch underwater, like with liquid nitrogen and ice cubes on it and shit.
Don't you mean 2060 supers with 2080s?
It wasn't like a literal thing. It's just an example.
Well, I took it literal.
That card costs more because there's more silicon. I mean, that's what gives you that performance. Let's go ahead. Well, this is another thing too. They do know how hot this thing. I think they do know how hot this thing runs. And I think they probably pushed it to its limits to get that 22 plus 100 megahertz. And that's probably the worst case scenario. And they have an exact estimation of what that is. I don't know why. I do know why they wouldn't tell you, but it's not that interesting. Digital Foundry, however, do continue to praise the Series X. Basically, they did say it again. The system is delivering performance like, what did they say? Akin to an RTX 2080 under full load. I mean, they're continuing to push RTX 2080. And again, you got to be impressed with that. You just have to. And of course, breaking news: PS5 still in the sewers, but no one's ever seen it in person, hardly. But somebody blew one time, Colt.
A couple people did.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to seeing the PS5 out there in people's hands and arms, and we'll see.
They gotta do it for like reviews, right?
Say what?
Man,
They have to do it for like reviews and stuff, so it has to be sent out.
I mean, honestly though, Sony fans in the chat, and we know you're in there. Tell us if this is like, I'd be really, really concerned if I was not seeing stuff on Series X right now.
I put out a poll today, and I said, when do you think that Digital Foundry will get their hands on the PS5? Next week? I said, end of the month, the week before, and day of launch.
I put day of launch. I voted.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people did, but people are mad about that poll. But like,
why?
Digital Foundry wants to see it, and we want to see what they have to say.
Dude, I want to see it.
None of the big outlets have it, like the Austin. What is this?
Austin Evans.
And Digital Foundry. Like none of the big outlets have it. Yet they all have the Xbox Series X running a barrage of tests on it. That says something within itself. To be honest with you, that Sony actually did the teardown, and they didn't get to Digital
Foundry. On his fucking food
Let's
resources.
Sony's always been pretty quiet.
Yes. What was the website that the PlayStation 5 was announced at? It was like their first. I can't remember what the website is. Instead of going to Digital Foundry, they just released something on
Wired.
I don't know about that
Wired?
whole they've been
That what it
quiet.
was?
I don't know about
The
that whole
PS4
being
fans
quiet.
loud
Were
as
they
fuck.
quiet with the PS4? Like, I don't remember them being quiet. I remember them being quiet with the PS4 Pro. Like, they went on stage, announced and ran the fuck off because they knew. But like,
there was no
PS4,
PS4s out in the wild very early either. There just was.
Maybe you can Google that, Zach. Like the first PS4 preview and the first Xbox One preview. Microsoft probably held that Xbox One preview until like 30 minutes before launch.
I don't remember them doing.
through the window here.
Are they 4 weeks away from the launch of the PS5 and nobody has it except that guy at the table?
Well, it's not even that nobody has it. Is it nobody has fucking had it? Like nobody's been able to do anything with this thing, or even.
I thought Travis Scott got one, didn't he?
He has a controller and a tractor by the sound of his name.
Just a controller. I got you. So he blew in a controller.
I don't know what he did to it, Fonz, but I can speculate.
I mean, he did knock up a Kardashian, so we don't want to know what he did to that controller.
You know too much about this man, woman.
Who the fuck are we talking about?
I still don't know.
What is going on?
The guy with the McDonald's meal.
Hey, James Keynes, by the way, he said, what hasn't Sony sent out early? PS5 like Xbox? Yeah, I mean, we're actually on that topic right now, which is kind of convenient. Yeah, we'll maybe cover another thing on that. Psychonaut says, listening to the Sony fanboys trying to explain why the PS5 is better. Yeah, it's like listening...
it's better.
Listening to Meatwad giving a lecture. Oh my god. Yeah. I don't know. Zucker?
So the PS4 like interface preview was brought out in June 19 of 2013.
Holy fuck.
So the UI was in June, and I'm trying to look up for what the console like when it was previewed.
Well,
so you guys can keep talking amongst yourselves.
Tim's trying to say something.
When Colin Moriarty and the other guy, remember when they, from Kind of Funny, they were actually taking the PS4 and sleeping with it at night.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
So they had
it. Fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was out there. I don't think that I think that they're just waiting to the last moment. They probably do not want comparisons for
I'm not even saying that. Like I'm not even saying they're worried or it's even about that. I'm just in general,
I mean, that's what I think. I don't know why else wouldn't you have it out now, but who knows? I mean, they could send it out this week, but they're gonna have to send it out for the reviews, right? So you're gonna have
to go there to review it. Yeah. Killer says the Xbox One was ahead of its time with a lot of the features. Yes, but it was stuck in the 80s with that VCR shape. I'll tell you that. Gray Chaos, by the way, says Maximum Load is my new Zoom name. There are some people in the chat that will get that.
I hate him.
Yeah. Joshua Helm. Shout out to you, buddy. Dark CMF. Holy crap. Let me get down to this again. Dark CMF with a $10 super chat. Justice for Zalker. Zalker got justice the day he got on the show. No. Zalker's on the floor.
I am on the floor. They're like, "Where's Zalker?" Lol. I'm getting fucking torn apart in chat.
Super
People
Gab,
know though.
Super Gab loves it. He says, pray for Zalker.
Remember me?
Yep. And then Sparty on. He says Zalker is a fraud. See, they're figuring it out. Zalker.
No, it took a while.
Slowly but surely.
They're listening to your dumbass.
We'll come back to this in a second. But again, I mean, cultist sum up why we're not seeing certain things, and how many people you think PS5 is going to light on fire?
I guess I'll be devil's advocate. We're not seeing the PS5 because PS5 doesn't have to do everything Xbox does. That's what someone said to me. Like that was their way of telling me not to worry about when Digital Foundry is going to get their hands on the console. But I mean, it is interesting.
Do you think if PS5 had a certain tactics game that is going to be on its system day one, that it would have had a trailer out by now? At least like a dedicated trailer, like Gears Tactics should have fucking had by now.
Yes, Xbox should have a Gears Tactics running on Series X trailer already out, and it's
advertise the damn game. Come on.
Yeah. No, just. There are other tech outlets out there, but Digital Foundry is the go. I don't care who you are. Digital Foundry is the go-to. They want to hear how they approach things and why they approach it and the way they do things. So people want to see how they approach the PS5 because they've seen how they approach the Series X. So yeah, people want to see that. So send one out to them. Those guys love hardware, and I know people are saying they're biased depending on what direction the wind's blowing, but those like Alex and John and Richard and those guys, they really want to tear that thing into it and check it out.
Yeah, we all do. Send us one. We'll cuddle with it.
I just can't wait to hear that it's not full RDNA 2. That's all I need to hear.
Man, I still see I still see people pushing that fucking developer said there was VRS when the developer himself literally came back and said, no, that is not what I was fucking saying.
He has debunked it 3 fucking
All right, we're not going to go back into that. D is already fucking swinging nunchucks.
So real quick, so the console launched, I think November 15th, 2013, the PS4. And the guy who did the teardown for the PS5 also did a teardown for the PS4 on November 7th.
Oh,
so that was the first look on November 7th.
Yeah, I'm not talking about teardown.
So they've been that quiet.
Okay, nice work.
So with a teardown though, but what about like any kind of impressions? People played it. People seen it in person.
That was the first look at the console. November
they had a bunch
7th.
of gameplay months before though.
They showed gameplay months before, but they didn't have
people actually playing it.
Yeah, but it was controlled environments. People didn't have them in their homes, and that's what I'm saying. Sony's always been this kind of way.
So is Xbox doing something different? Is Xbox doing something completely different? Like Jesus,
absolutely. Because Xbox has to catch up. They've not outsold PlayStation in any generation, not even the 360 if you go worldwide.
Yeah.
They have to break the mold. And
the best system one, the Wii.
Xbox One X. Like, the shit that they were doing does not work or has not been working. And that's why you see all these acquisitions. And that's why you see a crazy investment in hardware, beyond any point that we thought would be reasonable or feasible.
I'm a fan, Ricari. I like it when they lose.
Oh, for sure. I love it too. Don't get me wrong. Like, how many studios is it now? 26?
23, about to be 27.
But like
who knows?
35 teams or something.
It's, Oh,
I still hear the stupid narrative that they don't got no games. It's like what are you watching? When all of the games start to like mature and they start coming out, it's gonna be like a tsunami, man. It's gonna be crazy, man.
You think so?
Definitely.
See, I think you're putting too much trust into laymen. No, seriously. I shit you not. Like, when we look at these acquisitions, and I love hearing people talk about what will be exclusive and what's not. And I'm like, what does it matter if it is? Because people, it's like the Men in Black quote, people are dumb, panicky animals, right? A person is smart. People are stupid. So what if you have masses that aren't here listening to RDX, that aren't on Twitter checking into this stuff, what are they to think? And I don't think those acquisitions really matter. I think all of that is a play to get other studios on board, to give Xbox the better content, to show that they're invested in the hardware.
But doesn't it all feed back into itself either way?
Depends on where. Depends on what Xbox's goals are.
Well, Xbox's goals are obviously to expand their content, right? They've proven that. Yeah. Which is going to feed back into Game Pass, which is a big reason why they're expanding the content, which then feeds back into the hardware and how much developers really invest in that hardware. I mean, I don't see a negative thing about it. Ricari, it's like you find a bag of money and coming up with a Ouija board and Tom Hanks with the Enigma codes to figure out why this bag of money's bad. What's going on?
Well, but I think at the end of the day, it's pretty silly to assume that, they're not going to have any games when they've got 23 studios working.
Oh, absolutely. That's freaking stupid.
They're bringing the
But
Kinect
again,
back on.
And
I
then
think
that's the
people are
main
stupid.
point.
You guys
But
are arguing
Ricari,
what's
I'd
the
have
most
to-
powerful console when we can clearly see what the numbers say. You know what I mean? Like,
But that's the thing, though, Ricari. You're out of the loop. The math don't work no more.
exactly. Math does not work. So I'm curious, how do you sway those? It's almost like a
Oh, it ain't
political
about
landscape.
swaying. It's just
They're not
about.
gonna
It's
be
about.
swayed.
I guess it's not really. They're not watching anyway, so we're not
Yeah,
swaying
True.
them. I mean,
True.
I mean,
Uh,
people are gonna believe.
casuals-
People are gonna believe whatever they want to believe, regardless of
Yeah.
the facts that are in front of their face. So it is what it is.
we've
man.
said the same thing you're saying, Ricari. Why the fuck are people questioning this stuff? SSDs do not have. It's not a fucking graphics card. What's happening?
Shit just drives me wild because, again,
Well, I think Ricardo, you said like the acquisitions aren't going to really matter if it's exclusive. Does it really matter? I think it does, even for casuals, because we got to remember like Skyrim, Fallout, like all those fucking games are some of the biggest games to ever come out, and
Mhm.
people have played those. And if they advertise Elder Scrolls, the next,
but
the
that's-
sequel to Skyrim, and somebody buys a fucking PlayStation, and they're like, I'm gonna play the shit out of that game, and they're casual, and then they're like, wait, why can't I play it here? That's going to be
Yeah.
a difference maker, right?
I'll tell
you
you what.
added,
that's
the
change.
variable of if they advertise, right? So what does the acquisition mean if not for a larger plan? And if we don't know what that larger plan is, we can't say what
The larger plan is content. The larger
They're not
plan is
gonna-
content
they're not
against
gonna
other
do-
people like Amazon and Google and Tencent.
They're not going to do what PlayStation does. They're not going to show Elder Scrolls and have all the music and at the end say only on Xbox.
I mean, they
That's
do
not
that now,
Xbox
and it's not
MMO.
only on Xbox. Colt.
Yeah.
What?
That's right.
They do that
They're
now.
not-
They say Xbox exclusive or exclusive.
They're not going to do that anymore.
Yeah,
they're gonna
I mean,
say
they'll do
play
it more than ever. Why do you think they bought them?
Only on Xbox,
See, and
PC,
that's just it.
and
That's-
XCloud.
Chat, what's
That's
wrong with the
the type
logic
of
today?
thing
What's
that I've
going on
had.
today, chat? Let me know.
That is
That's
not
the thing that I've had the
is
toughest
not the
part with
MO.
this.
That's not the
Yeah.
MO of Xbox anymore. They're
You
not
know
gonna
what?
say-
You know what they're gonna
It
do?
is
Not on
absolutely
PlayStation.
the
Fuck
MO
you.
to tout these games when they decide what's where. To definitely tout that. That's one of the biggest reasons they bought them.
Do
Why
they
do
tout
you-
the service or do they tout?
They
the
tout
platform?
both, and they've already done
They-
that.
Both. That's the whole point. The service is the platform.
They actually use
platform
the
is
service advertisement to tout what's in the service almost
If
every
anything,
single
they'll
time.
say, if anything, they'll say only say play it day one on Xbox Game Pass. That's all they'll say. And if you want to find out,
I like that you really do the voice.
if
Yeah,
Elder,
do the
On
voice,
Xbox
man.
Game Pass.
if Elder Scrolls 6, if you want to know if that game comes to PlayStation, you'll have to look. You'll have to look on Wikipedia or have to look on the website. You have to look until you finally find that it's not on PlayStation because they'll say play it day one on Xbox Game Pass. And that's all you'll see because that'll be the marketing for Xbox because their platform is now Xbox consoles, PC, Steam, and xCloud and Xbox Game Pass. That their games, as far as Phil Spencer sees it, Xbox's games are everywhere except for PlayStation.
So what happens when, like a normal human, you go to buy that on your PlayStation and you can't?
You search it and it won't show up.
Yeah.
That's just how it's going to be.
And then you throw your controller on the ground and you walk away? What's going on?
This is Deep Rock Galactic playing on the background, by the way. I see it a ton of times in the chat.
We have a different name for this game, but
How
you know.
does Xbox make money in that scenario then?
I don't care about
What do you
their
mean?
about their money.
Somebody
I'm
like, but like
And
that's the
I-
whole
Phil
point.
said, don't
Ricardo,
worry
they
about
look it up.
Phil said, don't worry about my pocketbook. Don't worry about if we're making money. He's
No.
not worried about it.
No, I know he's not.
You see
no,
Ricari
they
climbing
are.
into his pocket?
Yes, they are.
But you're just
There
asking
is a
them
plan
to-
somewhere, but the money has to come from somewhere. The bill comes due. So what I'm curious is,
Yeah.
and what I think is happening is, what are they trying to spin to sell to other services? Like, I want to know what they're going to do to make Game Pass something that they sell outside of the realm of gaming that we know. That's what I really think is going to happen. I don't give a shit about the exclusive.
Ask the same question if somebody's like, oh, I want to play Ghost of Tsushima, and goes looks it up on Xbox, and they don't have it. What the fuck did they do? They go look up where the hell it is. People
They're not
aren't
going to
like
buy
that.
it, though. They're not buying a machine. That's what I'm saying. The
Well,
people,
and that's the
again,
difference,
are
right?
stupid.
That's the difference with Xbox. You don't need to buy an entire machine if you have a PC, or if you want to get like a Series S that's cheaper, or if you want to play it on your fucking phone. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Or your
That's
Samsung
where it
television.
is.
Yeah, but you know what? In all honesty, it's all about the marketing. Like, they have to present that to the consumer, and it has to be very clear. I think if they do that, it'll be successful. I do believe that these games from Bethesda, there's an advantage for them being only on Xbox. Now, I've differed with the panel on all of the games being there, and it appears from what I can see from the cryptic messages that Phil is saying is that pretty much 95% of the games are going to be on the Xbox platform. There's going to be like maybe a 5% that, you know, sprinkle out. And I think they really got to harp on those titles being exclusive on their platform. And hey, you don't have to buy a console to like, hey, we got it on the Xbox Series X, which is going to be the best place you can, you know, on a console where you can play the game. We also have it on PC, and you know, we have it in Game Pass, or you can play it on your phone. And they just need to really convey that to the consumer with a very hard approach. And I think they need to take some of Sony's playbook, because Sony is a fan. Like Sony, Nvidia, they are fantastic salesmen. They'll sell you soap when you already have like 500 bars of it already. And they need to take that approach and be aggressive with it. And
I already think they are, dude. I don't think we see the I'm sorry. Advertisement is data mined. Like, you get advertisement compared to what you have already. So we already have Game Pass. Everybody in here has Game Pass. A lot of people that are in this chat have Game Pass. So Game Pass isn't going to be advertised to you. That's just not what's going to happen. For them to hit 15 plus million people, they're advertising the shit out of it already. I have people that I know are not hardcore gamers that have fucking Game Pass on PC or Xbox, and I don't even know they do. I'm like, oh, you guys can play that. Like, yeah, that's where I got it. It's Game Pass. I'm like, what? Like, you have that? They're like, hell yeah, I do.
Come on, bro. You never heard about it?
Yeah, and they tell me, they're like, oh, you don't have it? Dude, it's really good. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm like, I already have it. Like, chill. Like, they advertise it enough. Because I already know casual friends of mine that have it. That's how I know it's advertised. It's just not advertised to us because we already have it.
I still see some Game Pass stuff. Shout out to Noof and everyone in the chat, by the way, guys. If you haven't already, hit the like button and share it out. We do appreciate it. 3,000 people watching. Thank you so much. But yeah, I mean, I get what Ricard's saying. And be a little bit more, well, not more, because we're safe to say after 7 years, we're always a little skeptical until we see certain things. But of course, consider the possibility they could fuck it up. And I guess if we're going to turn it and make it constructive like we always try to do, we would just say, you really got to emphasize the fact that, and again, this is I explained in my last video, I think the whole reason behind these acquisitions is to pump out a ton of content. And of course, they want them, I got another topic about how these guys are going to be more capable with more funding and backing. And Aaron Greenberg said it on the show, like, hey, we're giving them their traditional development cycles. Elder Scrolls, you get to build the game how you want, 5-year cycle, whatever it takes. Like, that's, that means something to me. Because that's an actual question people have. So I think they're going to try to build quality content. They didn't buy them to build bad games. That's a fact. And I think that all that feeds back into itself that will then push a service like Game Pass, similar to Netflix, how great shows have done that. The Boys alone is holding up Amazon fucking Prime or whatever the fuck right now. The Amazon Now streaming. Like, there's a reason they're going to keep some of these big titles exclusive to their ecosystem. And I think it all feeds back into itself. And then you got xCloud, which you then get Game Pass and a billion device. I get what Kari's saying, but I also see a giant plan that I'm sure he also sees. And I'm hopeful that Microsoft do emphasize the fact that, what they're doing, do it correctly, so.
And we said this before, like last year, we've talked about it, I think, on RDX before, is that early last year, there was that thing that said, oh, Xbox wants to release 4 AAA games a year, every 3 months on Game Pass. And everybody made fun of it. And we even did. We were even like, oh, fucking chill out.
AAA,
we were like, chill out.
It was big games. It was
and it was like big games or something, whatever. And we were like, chill out. Like, calm down. You'll need 20 studios for that at least. And they're at 23. And we're just like sitting here now, like a year and a half later. And we're like, you motherfuckers. Like, you might have like that shit might have been real. And that might be what they're going for. Is it going to happen right away? Of course not. But like Dealer said, this is going to be the reason why those 8 studios or whatever they got from Bethesda, it helps the other studios, the ones that are part of Xbox already. Like, it gives them more time. Like, it might give the Coalition more time, Ninja Theory more time. If something gets delayed, that's fine. You don't have a fucking crazy deadline like, hey, no, finish the game and throw it out there. Like, that's not going to happen anymore. Like, that's the way I see it. Is that
well,
more
if that were the case, though, Battletoads would have launched with fucking multiplayer,
right.
I mean, remember, a game's not done if it needs to fucking have multiplayer patched in, it still ain't in there, I don't think. Is it? No? No one knows, because nobody fucking played Battletoads. I don't know, man. So, again, I don't think multiplayer's in Battletoads yet.
No, it's not in there.
No, it's not.
No, it's not in there. Also, I love y'all. I got to run and pick up my kid. Thanks for letting me crash.
All right, man.
Bye, I'm up for it was meeting. Sorry. You have a nice night.
Yeah, you as well. Look, I pop in and I hear you, rambling on like I do from time to time. So good shit. Also, hey, last time I was in here, I just want to throw something out as we were talking about corporate bullshit. Last time I was in here, D was highly upset when we said Assassin's Creed would run at least 30 frames per second, and I just found out it's running at 60. So I wanted to just say, told y'all they just weren't done.
Take your W and go, Ricardo.
Hey, I mean, I was literally saying it's not confirmed. What? I mean, who was running with? Who was the guys running with the 30 frames narrative, though, Ricari? Who was it?
No, I was just saying that they're just not done yet. They're probably targeting X, and they didn't hit it yet.
I remember an entire community doing exactly what they're doing to Watch Dogs right now and talking about 4K 30. And 2 weeks later, they look like morons with Valhalla. Is it a possibility with Watch Dogs 3? Because Watch Dogs 3 is confirmed 4K 30. It's like, okay, why? What the fuck? With I don't give a shit. You could have gold bars. I don't care what it's got. Like, it needs to be 60 frames, and there needs to be a mode.
I think there'll be different modes later.
All right, Ricard. Have a good night.
Later, Ricard.
I think they're going to implement different modes later on, so I'm not too worried about Watch Dogs Legions.
I think somebody
they say it's running really bad though, like on PCs though, like on.
Well, the drivers aren't out. I mean, there's no drive. The graphics card literally doesn't know how to optimize for the damn game yet.
We'll see. I mean, like Valhalla, man, that got the 60, so you just have to see.
What is going on with the Luca? What's going on with this? Ube in the super chat, Ubel wants to know what's going on with the Ghost of Tsushima PS5 upgrade. What's happening there, Luca?
So basically what happened was people came across this screen, this upgrade screen on the PlayStation Store. It says upgrade to the Digital Deluxe Edition. And it also says if you want to play the Digital Deluxe Edition on the PlayStation 5, you have to upgrade. It's $10. Now, people seem to think that meant that in order to play Ghost of Tsushima on the PlayStation 5 with the upgrades, they would have to pay the $10. But no, it's just for the Digital Deluxe Edition. It's if you're a standard user and you want the Digital Deluxe Edition and you want to play it on your PlayStation 5, you can upgrade by spending $10. And the upgrade includes everything that was in the original Digital Deluxe Edition. So it's like a non-issue.
So it does it get a free upgrade?
I don't know. We don't know yet. They didn't say anything about it. This is just for the Digital Deluxe Edition.
Okay.
So as far as the standard edition goes, no one knows if it's what's going on with that.
Do you think maybe they're charging you because the Digital Deluxe is usually $10 more, right?
Yes, it is $10.
So they're charging you basically $70 for the next gen version. That's the only way you can play that version on PS5.
We don't know that yet. We don't know.
No, they said that you can play it back.
Edition. And if you want the Digital Deluxe Edition, then you upgrade for $10.
Yeah, my question was, is it get a patch for PS5 for free, or do you have to pay that extra $10 for Digital Deluxe because you need to pay that difference?
No.
That information isn't out yet, I don't think. So we don't know.
No, there's no enhancements, coming out yet for the game, but they did say that through boost mode you'll be able to play it at 60 frames on PS5.
So cool. That's not a patch or enhancement. That's like what X does today. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's for what, like jewelry for your horse or something. I mean,
bitch got a gold necklace on.
It's a scarf, man. Yeah. It's a blue scarf, man.
Oh man, it's horse armor all over again.
No. It's okay. So it's some armor, and then it's also the art book by Dark Horse, and then it's the director's commentary, and then there's like a saddle for the horse. It's like it's stuff that was in the original Digital Deluxe Edition.
Rob, see, hurry up and buy.
Yeah,
little upgrades that you would see in a Digital Deluxe Edition. But
hey, I love that game. My game of the year.
I agree.
What if they got to charge you $10 for that PS5 patch, Fonz?
Nah, you know what? I'd probably.
We know you can be bought. Look at that.
I love the game, man. The game is awesome. If it's enhanced and it looks really good and 60 frames, hell yeah.
That Mass Effect remaster we were talking about years ago, that thing...
Is that happening?
Yeah, Stalker. I told you years ago it's fucking happening. It's targeting 2021 apparently now, so early 2021. And I hopefully they redesign some of the gameplay mechanics. Oh,
they need to do something about Mass Effect 1, man. That game is awful. It's awful to play. Yeah. It's very difficult, man. So
I thought Slomo said that they were reworking that whole thing.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said they were reworking it, and then 2 and 3 would just be remasters, but 1 is
oh my gosh,
that sounds way too good to be true. Hang on.
I know. Overhaul. So we'll have to.
Is that really true?
We'll see. I mean, I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Oh my gosh,
that sounds way too good to be true. Hang on.
I know.
It's not a completely revamped.
I hope it runs at 30 frames.
I've gone back and Mass Effect 1, and I know it's clunky, but
Oh
it's
my
still
God.
so good.
It's still a
No,
really good story, dude. I
It's
agree.
back when
It's
BioWare
not
was
just the
BioWare.
clunkiness though. It's even like when you go to have to mine the planets and stuff. It's so horrible.
I know.
I
It's
think
really
they
yeah,
patched and updated that stuff differently after in the regular game. Speaking of
I'm buying
modifying games, Master Chief, real quick, Master Chief Collection is going to run at 4K 120X. Of course it will. The Halo 2 anniversary, man, like we were running through that, me and Colt, and it's like, wow, it's been so long since I've played like, and at that point, this was before Gears, like an Xbox game that had this kind of, with those blur cinematics, man, it was the narrative was pretty insane. The production, the game really did look pretty damn good. I mean, so that game running at or near at 120 frames even, is pretty cool. Machine Games also now owned by Xbox. They are developers of Wolfenstein. Phenomenal. Okay, Wolfenstein 2 is so, I like Colt shot a dog for an achievement, but besides have not played this damn game by now.
So
What is wrong with you? Okay, Wolfenstein 2 is so, I like Colt shot a dog for an achievement, but besides that, Wolfenstein 2, absolutely monumentally phenomenal, great
Amazing
narrative,
game.
story, everything. These guys are top-notch developers. Always been a fan of these guys. They are now talking about joining Microsoft as now a first-party studio, one of the best. And they said it themselves, we are now more capable with Microsoft to create games and being back that way. Again, you know, I just feel like it's kind of common sense, but, you know, ZeniMax were kind of under a lot of different pressure from different places, right? And I feel like that's why I said it in the last video. That's why you had Youngblood. That's why you had Fallout 76, because they knew that, you know, hey, we're selling all this crap off. The powers that be, we pump out these. We're gonna go ahead and do some little milk action and make these crappy games real quick, and then we're gonna get rid of you. And you know, people just act like that's what they make now, Luca.
I know, right? It's like really disheartening to see. I mean, listen. Youngbloods and
Youngblood.
Man. Anyway, the co-op element was cool. But Youngblood's and Fallout 76. As far as I'm concerned, we're just gonna. Those were miss.
I mean, co-op with Youngblood though. If you wanted a co-op game,
I mean, I don't know what to say, man. Everyone knows how those titles.
It could be fun.
Yeah, no. I played it with my game share partner. It is fun, but I'm not too concerned about Machine Games. At least I think I'm really excited for the next Wolfenstein. I love that title.
76. No matter how much people talk shit about it, because Fallout 76.
So.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fine.
I think it was a good segue because when we think about the Master Chief Collection, we think about Fallout 76. No matter how much people talk shit about it, because Fallout 76, woof. Yeah, you need to talk shit. I played that thing at launch. It was trash.
This motherfucker turned into a dog. It's so bad.
Updates, so.
Well, no, what's I'm saying. They got a lot of support, like especially the Master Chief Collection with how it launched, like to it is now. Like, gotta give them credit, man. Like they actually patched that shit, put it on PC, patched it there, patched it everywhere. Like they put a lot of resources into that shit.
Yeah, but you don't give people credit for launching trash products that barely work for a lot of people, and then.
Well, no, I'm talking about they could have done the Anthem, launched it trash, left it trash, and said, "Yeah, updates are coming, trash, no updates." They could have done that, right?
They could have done worse. I mean, they could have kicked their dog. I mean, I'm glad they didn't do that either. I mean, what else you got?
We have Colts for that.
Seriously though, they did do right by Master Chief in the end, and I feel like they knew it's because mainly we got an Xbox One X. We don't have a ton of content right now. You know, they could have left it in the dust, and they didn't, which is great. But at the end of the day, like it shouldn't have shipped that way. So I'm not going to praise the hell out of it. I think it's good they did right by it though.
That's a good point, man.
Chat, what do you think? Of course, I'm an asshole.
No, I mean you're right. They shouldn't have shipped the way that it did.
So. Yeah, that's why I never really gave Sea of Thieves money. Oh my god! Yeah, the shit should have been a fucking game from the beginning.
You better shut the fuck up.
Listen. I remember I played that game with you for like 28 minutes. Colt came in. Hey, do you guys have a spot? Colt, take mine. Take my spot, Colt. I'm not playing this game. I'm done.
And then somebody else joined the chat, and I'm like, hey, take my spot.
Okay, so it's not just me. I feel better now.
But Wimmy, it's getting a patch now. It's going to run at 60 frames and have goldfish.
Be there day one.
Hey, there's some people. Zach, you ain't in their day now. There's some people that fucking. I mean, they're going to be thrilled with this. They're going to have a blast with it.
Yeah, they are.
More power to them, man. I've just got better shit I can play.
people.
Man, that game
It's a
running at
successful
60
game.
frames and stuff,
Yeah.
like, you know, it's going to be
And
awesome.
more power to them, man. I just got better shit I can play.
As long as people are happy and enjoying their games, that's all that matters too.
Exactly. That's
Wilmy,
all that
what do you think about
Hell
this?
yeah.
What do you, what do you think about this? In chat, let us know your thoughts as we go here. Xbox Series predicted to sell twice the PS5's rate by the Hoth, according to current market trends and search algorithm results.
Yeah.
How much Fruity Pebbles does this motherfucker eat that day? What happened?
Any what?
Fruity Pebbles, Cole. Everyone knows the warning on the
Pebbles.
box says don't eat too much. You won't know shit.
You know what though? I'm not. There's a good possibility that these consoles may not come out till the first of the year. At least not a large amount of them.
I mean, they're
True.
The PS5. That
I mean, I think he's
He
talking
means the
about. I think he's
majority,
talking about like by the generation.
Oh,
so
He had a lot of Fruity
I'm not
Pebbles.
gonna
like-
say they're too far off. But
Are
then
you sure he
again, I
doesn't mean the
we have a lot of-
holiday?
Exactly.
No.
yeah. He doesn't mean the holiday.
That's
No,
what
I'm
I
talking
assumed
about,
when I heard
about
it.
the first of the year.
I mean, Wilmy, how much Fruity Pebbles does this guy eat? What's going on?
Say, is it the same guy that said 500 million PS5s are gonna be sold?
Is it the same guy?
I mean, no, it's just these people are just like way going crazy with this stuff. It's
I don't know,
comical.
man. I think the Xbox. Of course, it takes some time before they get their market. Just all of us are buying it, but I'm buying PS5s too. It'll be a slow adaptation. You know, it'll take some time before they get their market share.
I'll say this though,
Yeah,
over the
agreed.
holidays, there is a potential for the Xbox to sell more than the PlayStation 5. I don't think it's just out of sheer popularity. I think it might be with availability, and this is just speculation. I don't have any inside information on this.
Well,
I would assume that the PlayStation 5, because it's clocked so high that they have to have really good yields on their silicone. They can't have bad chips. So I think there's a where there might be less PlayStation 5s in the wild, and that's an area where Xbox could capitalize and perhaps outsell them.
I think that we're forgetting one thing. Like Aaron Greenberg was on here saying this, right? Like in the chat, that Xbox like broke records, like that basically they sold out like extremely fast compared to the Xbox One launch. So
We don't have any
outsell the
context of
PS5.
numbers though, right?
Well, I mean, but it's still. I just don't see. I don't think it's going to outsell the PS5. I don't know where the fuck this person's getting his numbers.
No.
PS5 is known well, like
Yeah.
around the world better. Like they just
right.
have far better base, and that's just what it is. And Xbox has a lot of work to do to even catch up to that. But I mean, I think in North America, like in here, I think that it's going to be a little closer than people think.
Yes, North America-
Fuzzy Belvedere
I
thinks that,
No.
in his opinion.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, I could tell you right now. You could throw that out. The reason being is Microsoft it's not because of demand. Well, it's because Microsoft's basically they're spreading their allocation of consoles globally. They aren't packing it in into one region. What seems to be happening here, and this is pretty good valid information here from what I've been hearing, is that Sony's gonna they're gonna flood North America, and they're gonna make sure that they win NPD, whereas they're gonna push out North America first and foremost, where Xbox is not going to flood the market you're not going to be able to get North America, where they're looking to sell theirs globally. Everything is going to be sold out. So this is going to be something where pre-orders, that is actually true from what I'm, but the allocations, that report where it was 70 to, and it's not because of demand, it's more of the amount of allocation.
So you're saying
They're-
basically that allowing more supply here in the States than Microsoft are, because
Much more,
Microsoft
yeah.
are taking that supply and spreading it out throughout different territories more so?
Correct.
There goes MPD.
Correct. Yeah, do not protect MPD for Xbox. I can tell you that on good.
How am I
word.
going to enjoy my games if my console didn't sell more? This is trash, man. I'm done.
I'm going to Wii.
Me too. I'm going to the Switch.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Banger.
now, again, yeah, we did already talk about how the supply was going to be limited before you can even pre-order them. I feel like that's pretty common sense. And it seemed like Microsoft were like, yeah, right now, because everything's been happening. So I guess that's kind of a really good point, Tim. Sony could definitely be putting a lot more units in. We had more, for sure. We don't. We just can't make them fast enough to North America. They might even have more built. We just don't know. We know none of them are hardly the damn $400 one, though. So I guess we'll have to see about that. But yeah, the Hoth might be on something else besides Fruity Pebbles. Xbox Series X launch games. We do have to talk about this because, chat, let us know what you thinks about this too. Everyone watch, thank you so much. Let's hit the like button, share it out. Let's try to crack 1,000 likes for this show. We've got technically some decent games here. Problem is most of them have been out for a while. Yeah, it's pretty limited. I mean, you've got games like Dirt 5, of course. You do got Gears 5 Tactics. You do got like patches for Sea of Thieves. Planet Coaster's new, which I'm actually going to play that.
Bro, you can't even really add patches for games. Like, come on, that's not.
Those are just NBA 2K21. What's that other? What's that? Observer Cult? Is that remaster?
Yeah, the redo or whatever they call it, Redux.
What else sticks out, chat? There's not like a game.
There's Bright Memory 1.0, which is like the 1 to 3 hour demo of Bright Memory that's available.
Falconeer.
Yeah.
A lot of multiplats, guys. A lot of multiplats.
Tons of multiplats.
Well, even by multiplat. I mean, but here's a mistake Microsoft made. They are not putting games on that list that literally come out 2 or 3 days later.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they let 343 handle Halo again.
Well, that's that's the thing. No, seriously though, Call of Duty comes out 3 days later on the 13th, right? Technically, it would be the 12th that midnight, I guess, for a lot of people. So a day or two later, you would then have Call of Duty. I feel like Microsoft should have probably put like games coming out within that first week at least. You would have had AAA games like Call of Duty on there, right?
Yeah, Fuzzy mentioned there's a game called Enlisted, some kind of war game or something.
Yeah,
people
in there.
were sharing images about it, and I don't know. I haven't seen that game running at all. I don't know what it's about.
Other than honestly like Gears Tactics and everything else is just kind of like pretty like just.
Well, you got Assassin's Creed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's either third party.
Yeah,
Gears Tactics was never on the console. It was on PC. It released a while ago.
Falconeer.
Amazing game. Play Gears Tactics. It's freaking
Falconeer's coming out. Grounded's getting another update.
Grounded on the current version. On the game does need it because the frame rate is really inconsistent on the current version. On the X anyway. But yeah, I mean we're struggling our asses off. Forza Horizon 4 is getting a patch.
There's a couple other games like Second Extinction, that 3-player first-person
When's that
co-op dinosaur shooting game that says it's supposed to come out in holiday 2020, but they don't really get everything finished the way things are going.
Well, that's
just kind of one of those crummy things where these teams can't get everything finished the way things are going.
Well, that's what happened with that May event, right? Like all those third-party games, like the Ascent. There's a bunch of games.
The Ascent, and Second Extinction are supposed to be out at
mediums December
10th.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
10th, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. Everything's behind.
Listen, at the end of the day, you're gonna have. Listen, I'm not saying that it was a miss because the Halo was a huge miss, and they're gonna pay for it. As far as they're gonna get criticized up and down, and deservedly so, because they don't really have that next gen title to show off at day one, but. In reality, you're going to have a lot of multiplats that do come out, and and I would say Halo is going to come out in May. I'm hearing that's when they're looking to. So if that can come out in May and it's good, it won't be as bad. But yeah, definitely it's the worst generation launch ever.
We also need to have our voice heard that we don't want 343 to bring out the free-to-play multiplayer suite in May and then push for the campaign in holiday.
Yeah,
I really want them to just wait and release the entire package. That is just a disaster. And it seemed like when Kotaku was asking Phil about it, he's like, yeah, that's an idea. Like he kept saying, yeah, that's kind of an idea. I'm like, no, it's not an idea. Don't do that. We don't want that.
Well, I mean,
nobody else would
there
do
are
that.
some people out there that do want it. I'm all for launching a complete package all at once because the games always turn out better that way. They just do. And instead of having to patch everything in as you go, I've not once had a better experience that way at all, from what I can remember.
And I always want to play the campaign
I
don't want to wait.
Honestly, I think Ghost of Tsushima gave them a little bit of an idea because
That's
they
not
launched
even
a single
close.
player game,
Oh my god!
and then they brought out the multiplayer part later, and that's what
two different animals.
Red Dead Redemption did, right?
I kind of think that's a little bit different.
That was 2 weeks, not 8 months. You know?
Yeah,
I'm saying they skipped the review for that.
No. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. Like Rockstar, their campaign story first, and they bring multiplayer later. They do that to make sure that people enjoy the story and don't just.
Well, they did that. So pick 2. They're putting unskippable ads in NBA 2K21. People don't sell their fucking discs in 2 weeks.
Yes.
That's true. That's why. I mean, 2K.
Yeah, they are.
They're fuck faces. They really are.
Scumbags, dude.
I mean, it doesn't get much worse than 2K and Activision, but 2K, I mean, Strauss Zelnick he said he's not microtransaction you enough. $100 from that one game alone. I mean,
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. We have all seen GTA Online. They made $5 billion. How many billions?
Yeah, they like deliberately slow it down so the full ad runs. It doesn't matter what hardware you have; it's not going to run any faster. Like they're scumbags, dude.
Damn.
It's ridiculous, and they're not making enough, and it'll never be enough. That's the problem, right? So, I'm with Colt though. If you can hold Halo and just launch it all at once, because I forgot to go in on my last video, more in depth.
You kind of did, yeah, but
I didn't say much on it. But I agree with that. Definitely launch it as a full package and just give people a nice, polished experience.
And don't rush it, man. If it's not ready in May, fuck it, man. Let it come out in the fall season. It probably.
Yeah, but this launch lineup again, chat. Let us know. I mean, it plays all your games better, but you can't get around the fact that there's not much there. And again, somebody said K something in the chat. Sony's launch exclusives kill Xbox. Is like, bro, no, they're not great on generation, right? So,
well, have you guys seen that they're kind of
now Demon Souls looks good. Spider-Man again, though, by your own logic, you don't need a PS5.
I have seen that. I have seen some information that Gran Turismo is actually going to come out around launch, and the same with the All-Stars. So I don't know if that's
but if we're going by
Gran Turismo and Destruction All-Stars coming out,
then again you have to then include like games like the Medium, etc. That's the thing though. Microsoft weren't exactly like they only included stuff in that post that's there the night when you turn on the console. And
it doesn't matter. Because 9 days later, everybody will have Cyberpunk. Who cares about anything else?
But the vast majority, 10 million, 20 million only would play God of War. Majority of people out there don't care about Cyberpunk, statistically.
Speak for yourself, dealer.
I mean, 10 million, 20 million only would play God of War, some of the best games ever made. I mean,
yeah, that's true. I mean, if dealer's right, the ones that the majority cares about Call of Duty Cold War, it's going to be the big game.
No, I'm not saying I don't agree with that. Cyberpunk's gonna be fucking fire. I'm just saying that just because one person like Rand, this fraud, he's like, well, they don't need to advertise to get taxed. I was like, well, I mean, I feel like they should make a trailer. I'll do it. Like, fucking make a trailer, put it on YouTube. It's free. You know, like you got a big ass 2 million of subscribers on the Xbox channel. You should let people know Gears Tactics is coming to your Series X, and it's day one. Like, why not? Even if it gets 1,000 views, like you should still let people know, right? It don't cost them no money to make it. So. Yeah, I mean, either way, the Medium is December, the Destiny 2 patch is December 8th, right?
December 8th, yes.
Which I know Luke is excited for that frame bump.
Super high. And the FOV slider, I can't wait to finally see in PvP, man.
Now we got to watch all the fake Xbox guys that went to PC for the frame rate come back and crawl back in.
So they are coming back.
Shout out to Lord
Cognito. Shout out to Attic. Attic. That honestly though, Destiny, that upgrade will make me actually give that game another try. So I'll definitely be trying that a little bit as well. But yeah, there's not a lot, and I don't feel like there's a ton on any platform right now, especially when it comes to first and second party stuff. Like Spider-Man looks great, Demon Souls looks good, but man, yeah, it's pretty dry on. I don't know, whatever. So yeah,
both are pretty dry.
Launch titles, Wimmy. Which one are you playing?
AC Valhalla.
Well, yeah, Valhalla's a definite. And then I will definitely play Miles Morales on the PS5. And I don't know, man.
Getting
There's just
that
so
on the
many of them
Pro.
coming out, and I only have a limited amount of time to play.
All right. Now,
So-
which ones you playing out?
Well, I've been actually, unlike some people, I enjoyed that Call of Duty beta for Cold War, so I will be playing that when it releases.
Why are people hating on the Cold War beta?
Because everybody hates Call of Duty, but they still buy it.
I know, every year.
I mean,
Every year.
Modern Warfare, the last Modern Warfare, I mean, that game surprised the hell out of me.
Me too, and I really like the new one, so I've already pre-ordered that one. I've got so many pre-orders, man, but like Fawn said a minute ago, when Cyberpunk hits, it's not going to matter anyway.
The plan is, and chat, let us know what you're
Until December the 10th when the medium releases.
So
I'm on
here's the plan. We go here. Plan is Valhalla, minute 1, 4K, whatever resolution. We'll see. 60 frames per second. Though I did notice the minimum spec on the Assassin's Creed games came down, so they must have really optimized this damn engine a lot more. So Valhalla, 60 frames, Series X. Then go back and just test out like Horizon 4. I think will be a pretty good leap over the X because the X was CPU limited, which caused a lot of other settings to be reduced as well. And then Gears of War as well, and look at those reflections that apparently aren't there according to people that are circling the reflections as and then 2K21 and watch some commercials, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
2K21 though, minus the commercials, it does look good, man. I'm sorry, I am hyped.
It looks really good.
Yeah,
it looks really good.
Now, if you remember, they're not the first company to do that either.
Who was it?
Ubisoft did it with Rainbow Six Vegas years ago on the 360.
Like Axe body spray commercials? What kind of commercials?
Dude, they had advertisements for everything in the gameplay. They had billboards throughout the maps and on the TV screens in some of the maps. They would actually have ads running.
God.
So it's not new.
True Crime did it as well. They had actual GameStop advertisements in the billboards in the city and stuff. That stuff got frowned upon, and gamers spoke up, and that
speed past it at 100. This is like something that apparently...
like it's gonna make you watch it, man. You don't have a choice. So.
Yeah, that sucks.
Drunken Ninja, by the way, Super J says putting some salt on some crap. Are we will be? Yeah, but I don't remember. That was a while back. I don't remember what that's referencing. Chad, shout out to you, buddy. Super chat. Sparty one says biggest question. No drama bullshit. Come on now. Ain't no Maury Povich action over here. You are not the father. We've got Assassin. He says, by definition, we are all fanboys and fangirls. That's true. You can watch a sports team. Don't forget to feed Zalker because his team won. It's crazy out there. Nano Paul, I'm gonna throw some bread on the floor. Dark CMF says, due to the current absence of gas, I must say, blow up Dolls lotion and sauce. Yeah, Gaz says some weird things, and our thoughts go with Gaz, who has suffered a loss recently. Don't want to bring everyone down with that, but Gaz definitely, shout out to Gaz, and we wish him the best. T'Challa, he says, agreed, Colt. The Halo community actually, they don't want to split launch. Nicholas Barbanovsky says, shout out to the RDX crew. Great show as always. And let's not forget Bug Snacks, greatest launch title. # bug. Is that a launch title?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Well, it's close enough, Nick. Thank you so much, man. Killer, by the way, he says the fact that Sony and fanboys are it's kind of baffling. But it's also DLC of Spider-Man. Like it's the second kind of exciting, right? I mean, I'm gonna play it.
It looks good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, again, I don't know why people were out there saying it could never run on a PS4. Whoever said that's pretty dumb. Onslaught, by the way, he says Cold War was fire. He actually enjoyed it, and it's refreshing.
For me, I'm gonna play Beyond Light, which is the new Destiny DLC, and Valhalla. That's what I'm doing day one, and then Cyberpunk when that comes out, and then whenever I can snag a PS5, I'm playing Demon Souls. So that's my lineup for the next couple of months.
Yep, for me, Valhalla, and then as soon as Cyberpunk comes out, nothing else for quite some time. Maybe even into next year. I mean, seriously, that game is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Wilmy?
You will be raging playing Demon Souls.
I never played a Demon Souls game just because they looked really the graphics just I'm kind of a graphics whore, so the graphics just didn't impress.
I know, I'm so excited. I love it.
Looks amazing, man, to be really honest. And the gameplay was it just looked really clunky and chunky.
It is.
But this one does not look like that. It looks like it's actual fun. I like the detail of the characters, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I'm kind of hyped for that one now, that it's going to be per second on the Xbox Series X. That's a pretty amazing feat within itself. Like I said, NBA 2K21, I'm really excited for that one. Interesting, man. I want to see how that story plays out, and I think it's going to be a great. And Spider-Man looks really, really interesting, man. I want to see how that story plays out, and I think it's going to be a great holiday season. No matter what console you're on, there's a lot of good stuff to play, man.
And again, Spider-Man day one, but I don't have to buy a PS5 for it. Point is, I'm still going to get a PS5 because I want the performance, right? So people, I don't know, some people are so tied to that you don't have to. I don't have to do shit. But I want 60 frames. I want better performance. You don't have to buy a better graphics card. You don't have to buy a better controller or TV. But
it's actually a good thing if you don't have to upgrade your hardware. Imagine if
like
a new game come out, and someone's like, well, you know, just like you have to get a new graphics card just to play a game. Like, I know it's consoles, just because people are so used to being left behind or leaving people behind. It's just a freaking gaming system. Like,
yeah.
Hey, there's been several people, by the way, that asked if I'm going to do a live stream on either the night before the launch, which, like, I know, Luca, we did an RDX that Tuesday, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was like that night, or I think it'd come out midnight, I guess, or launch. And did the Xbox One X come out on a Wednesday?
I'm trying to remember. Let me go.
I feel like we had a show like that night.
We definitely had a show within that 24 hours. Like
maybe
I thought it was that day. It was Tuesday.
Maybe
I think it was that day it launched.
I remember going to the parties. It was like
I remember I didn't have one.
Just look it up.
I got a quick question to Tim. Maybe you can answer. What is the deal with Microsoft and Google? How come you can't have like the YouTube app, where you can go live on it? Like
it's 100% Google.
Yeah,
Google
it's definitely
just
Google.
like we don't. Yeah. That sucks because I like that feature.
LG and Samsung.
Xbox or
Microsoft and Google don't really get along.
That's.
And on Sony, it's a very good app too. So it's kind of strange.
I mean, Microsoft had commented on this. They said Google have to update the app to do it.
Yeah, I remember Mike said that. Yeah,
because I'd love to be playing like Cyberpunk or something, letting people see my playthrough and so.
Do it on Mixer.
Oh, come on.
Wow, shout out to everybody who backed Mixer. Woo. Now, the ninja move though, again, God, I forgot Mixer was dead. It's so irrelevant. Holy shit. It was bold. It did have people talking, but it just wasn't. I mean, you should have just bought Twitch when you had the chance, Microsoft. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Shout out to dead ass Mixer.
That's one of his misses is not buying Twitch. I think they could have done it, so they didn't get it done.
At the time. Yeah.
By the way, there's a little update on the Gabe Newell situation. If you guys if you checked out my last video, I don't even know. It is kind of weird when you start thinking about all this stuff. So the Gabe Newell thing is connected to anything in any of that stuff, right? But I applied for new residency in New Zealand, and shout out to Nano Polymath because he sent me this link. What the heck? And Gabe Newell's a guy who runs Steam, obviously, like the biggest gaming platform on PC, pretty much. I think Windows, whatever, install based on Windows Store is kind of cheating, but you get what I'm saying. So, I mean, what do you think that might be, D?
You know what? I can't.
Because that does connect with the Xbox coordinate stuff.
I think I know what it is, and I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm working on a video for tomorrow to reveal it there. I think I know what it is. I don't really want to talk on it until tomorrow.
All right, chat, give D a big fuck you.
Yeah, give him a big, huge L for keeping this story to himself.
Yeah. For now on, anytime we know something or we're hearing something, like, sorry, guys, video tomorrow.
You could possibly have more people listening right now than listen to the video tomorrow.
Oh,
That's a guarantee.
No,
Savage.
I just give rough speculation on it there.
Do your little hint, you know.
No, don't say anything, D. I can't wait for the video.
Honestly, yeah, I've been working on this already. I really want to say for tomorrow, but I think it's a big deal. I think it makes sense that it's one thing. I don't think it's going to be something where I think a lot of people will be pleasant if this turns out to be true. And I think, we're going to have our Steam games per se on Xbox in that sense. I think in a way, possibly, is Microsoft buying Steam? No, that's not fucking happening. So get that out of your head. But I think, man, it's hard for me to say it without saying it, man. I really want to.
You're starting to sound like the guy that's talking about the heat issues.
How big is it? On a scale of 1 to 10, how big is it?
If it's true, I think it's about an 8.5, man.
Jeez.
Yeah.
D, you little bitch, you better say it. What the fuck?
It's more speculation than anything, but I put so much time into that video, man.
Dude, everyone's just
I need to get all the viewers watching tonight to finally watch my video.
Oh
damn
my
it.
god! All right, we'll let you live in peace, okay? Just remember this, chat. Next time you got a secret and he wants to know, never tell D.
Check your video.
I have a studio to announce, but I'm just going to do it on Twitter tomorrow.
Yeah, next time tell D to watch it on Mixer.
Oh, this is like a first in the history of podcasting event right now. D, you should feel horrible.
So
no, I mean honestly, man, it's fine. We were fucking with you. There's a lot of speculation out there already about this. So I mean, it could be a number of things. I've heard 2 things. I don't even give a shit at this point. Honestly, what's gonna happen will happen. And
Steam to xCloud.
Yeah, Xbox games playable.
A lot of people are going crazy for news. Like I every day wake up and I get like, well, did they buy Ubisoft yet? When are they buying Ubisoft? What's this?
Well, you see all the. It's kind of interesting with all the signs pointing to that, because even on the Xbox app update, you can connect to your Steam friends and
yeah.
It's
Well,
just
you guys,
which makes sense for what I think it is, but like I said, you're gonna have
D,
to
just shut your.
just shut up already, D.
Hey,
already,
hey,
that's
Zucker.
already possible on PC, right? You could already link some of your games if you had Game Pass Ultimate through Steam.
Well, yeah, that's just changing where you launch it from, though.
I mean, when I played Gears Tactics on Steam, I can get the achievements and connect my Xbox. It doesn't mean anything. Like that's something that's happened.
Well, they did tweet the coordinates for New Zealand, and they did have that girl that's just saying something about a studio, saying that she has an announcement.
Oh, you got a video tomorrow too, Tim? Fuck.
No, this is what this is. But I mean, Nano has posted it a bunch of times, but I at this point I'm just like at the point where I'm still wrapping my head around Bethesda, so I don't really know if any of this is true, but if it is, wow, we'll see. I guess we'll watch D's video tomorrow.
Dealer, what do you think it is? What do you think this deal is?
Honestly, man, I don't even care. And I don't. If it's got anything to do with PC at all, I don't care. Fuck you,
on a PC, man. You do your editing on a PC, bro.
Sure do. Unless it makes my Xbox edit videos, I mean, don't give a fuck. I don't play games on PC. I don't prefer that ecosystem. So,
did you play Sunset Overdrive on there?
I did. Yeah. So very, very rarely. Don't you play every single game there, Zucker? Yeah.
I play games where games are, man. I enjoy them.
So play them on your cell phone, bitch.
Xbox PC.
Hey, did you know Fonz loves paying for patches now because of Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, he's complaining about $70 games, but now he'll pay $10 for that.
You know what? You know what? I don't want to pay for anything like an enhancement. I don't. I really don't.
That is pretty crazy that you did say that, though.
But I mean, like at the end of the day, when you pay for a remaster and stuff, like, come on.
This is we already explained the difference here. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Well, we think that's just the digital version, right? That isn't a patch.
No, like I said, you can play it in 60 frames for free on the PS5. But if there was a lot of enhancements and stuff to it and it was $10, I'd probably be a fraud and buy it. I probably would, because games
You're
that I
fighting
love,
about $70 games.
It's
like when we
different.
buy a
It's
Madden.
It's
I
different.
understand. I bought Madden this year, and I knew it was horrible, and I knew that UFC was horrible, and I still bought it. So sometimes
UFC, the gameplay is great, but oh my god, the graphics! What a step back, man. Jeez.
Yeah, Fonz, man, I love you, but I'm actually really surprised to hear you say that, especially considering how strongly you felt about the $70, paying the $10 extra for
and the paying for patches.
You like the loot, man.
I'm still not buying $70 games.
Okay.
Well, Bug Snacks is off the table for you then, sir.
The Bug Snacks will not be a day one for me. I will wait for a sale for
You'll
Bug
have
Snacks.
to wait to play Destruction All-Star X-Bot. Because it's $70.
And it looks like a lot of their prices are going up. I saw something circulating behind the scenes. I don't know if it's true. I just saw it. That the PlayStation Plus is going up. I saw something like $80 or something.
Probably in one territory, adjusting for currency, and then you're going to get
Live went up.
In a territory, adjusting for currency. Yeah, I mean, it's the same price, adjusting for currency. There's just people out there that like to give one part, of the story, right? So that's how that like hits their Twitter, and if not for that, then I don't know. It's just an experiment. Hey, Zalker, let's go ahead and do the Phil Spencer Kotaku interview thingy, and what you kind of got out of that. So regarding the Series S and kind of his expectations and his surprise there, the recent acquisition, which again, this isn't a random interview. There's a reason Aaron didn't say a ton on this, because they were definitely going to say a little bit more with Kotaku anyway. So the Bethesda thing, and then we already talked about the Halo thing.
Yeah, he went into that. That was actually a really good interview. He went into the Xbox Series X versus the Xbox Series S, talking about like what each system means. And he said that in the beginning of the generation, he believes that the Series X will outsell Series S, but as the generation goes on, the Series S will definitely outsell it, and that they.
But isn't the Series S pointless?
No, he said that that's just stupid, and whoever said that's an idiot. But go ahead, Tim.
Not to interrupt, but I just to add to what we were just talking about, Xbox New Zealand just posted, tune in November 9th, 11 p.m. New Zealand daytime, 9 p.m., and it says Power Your Dreams. So there might be something going on here.
Like the night of the console launch, right?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, so that's just...
Why is it in New Zealand, though, Tim?
Well, that's I don't know if that's Steam.
They bought New Zealand. That's it.
You will now have unlimited bananas. Yeah, I don't know.
It's going to come out.
Chat, let us know why you think Xbox just announced. And the other Twitter accounts have not announced this at all.
No, this is.
So this could just be something for that region. Maybe they're trying to push the brand harder in New Zealand.
I don't know about that. I think where there's smoke, there's fire. I think there's definitely something coming in the pipeline.
Well, they first did the coordinates, and then now they did the whole show. So something's up.
And if you listen to Gabe's recent interviews and stuff, he's warmed up to Microsoft, where in the past he hasn't had the best things to say all the time. So
Xbox is his favorite.
They're saying this could be the launch party too, because New Zealand is basically COVID free. So
they are amazing.
Well, it's not going to be after this party.
Exactly. They're all going over there to bring it.
It's like motherfuckers don't understand how viruses spread. Yeah, I don't know. Chat, let us know what you think's going on. Microsoft buying New Zealand or the UK, of course, where Darsh lives.
Buying the whole country.
Buying Australia, where Ashtray lives. Shout out to Ashtray Gaming in the chat, who just put himself together a editing PC. Ashtray also did just point out that they're one of the first countries in the world to basically get a new day. So they're in the future.
A new day.
I think that's what he means. Like it's basically going to launch there first. So.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I like that.
Ashtray, you just blew all these people's
I
minds.
like that.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, I was sitting back going, fuck it, 7 days in a week's bad enough. I don't want fucking 8.
Did you see they said tune in November 9th for that New Zealand thing? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what I just talked about.
Hey, again, shout out to everyone watching live. Guys, if you haven't hit the like button, show a buddy or two, show your grandma, put it on Reset Era, put it everywhere, put it in your fridge. And again, thank you so much for what you do. Hit the bell icon, subscribe, support these guys on the panel. This is our last topic. Hopefully, I'm dying slowly. Zalker, you need to hurry the fuck up.
Bitch, I didn't do anything.
I like that.
Eat your baby carrots.
No, seriously though, it was a great interview by Phil, and you know he's kind of slowly but surely kind of telling these guys what's happening with these new games.
Yeah, and he's talking about like the Xbox Series S because he's one of the only people that has like the Series X and S at his house, and he said that he's actually surprised with how much the Series X can handle, like, or the Series S can handle, and how well it's performing. Like a couple of games running at like 1800p, 60 frames or 120 frames. That it's just there to basically give people a new, like basically a console that they want. And he understands. He admits. He says that the PS5 is going to sell well, and so is the Series X. That there is going to be a point where people do choose the PS5, and that he expects this Series S to be like a complementary console to them. Like they can still get in the ecosystem at a better price. And that's something that, you know, is actually very self-aware. Like that's pretty awesome to see, especially when they're expanding the market. And before people jump down our throats, he did say that he also acknowledges that the Series S is going to be like, it's a challenge to developers to develop on, but not as big a challenge as people are saying. They've been planning this since 2016, and that they've worked with developers to make it as easy as possible. And having the same CPU on there does help them like scale the game a lot easier, instead of just having the graphics, right? Because they could just put the graphics down, put the resolution down, put the fidelity down.
Basically, game design will scale across, and graphics will.
Yeah, and he said, and he says it. He goes, "We're using PC as a way of looking at that, because that's what PC's been doing it for 20 years. People like they can scale it up and down no matter what."
Yep.
And so that was pretty good. And then he also talked about, I'm gonna go through this, bro. Fuck it. He also talked about the Bethesda deal, and how the number one question he got from that person was, is it possible to earn or recoup $7.5 billion and not sell Elder Scrolls on PlayStation? And he said yes, really quick. And he talked about that, and he's like, I don't want to be flip about this. This was a deal done to take, it's not a deal done to take games away from people. Instead, it's to basically expand the Xbox platform and support the devices they support. So basically kind of confirming and being very political about it. He's talking very political about what they plan to do with these games. So I think people need to have a little bit of a, you know, little coming together and being like, these might not be on PS5.
Yeah,
So,
the thing I really like about Phil Spencer is that he's very mindful of what he says during these interviews, because he knows
He's spinning everything.
not careful. Yeah, if he's not careful, they'll turn into something else. And what I really liked the most about the interview is that he was like, listen, I am just answering directly the question that you asked me, okay?
Hell
And
yeah.
he made it extremely clear that in this regard, based off this question you asked me, this is my answer. So, you know, it was a really good interview. I really liked it too. And, you know, I love Phil Spencer. So
Are you picking up those vibes, Luca? He's foreshadowing, hey, you know, we don't need any other platform. We have the biggest platform in Windows for one. And plus we're going beyond that with every smartphone. And we have a console ecosystem that's very vibrant and healthy as well. We don't need anybody. And he said it very quickly, according to the interview.
I mean, he like flat out said it, like, no, we're good. We don't need to put these games anywhere except for our platforms. So,
So does that kind of link back to what they said about Outer Worlds and the sequel not going anywhere but Xbox ecosystem, and Ninja Theory games no longer going anywhere but Xbox ecosystem and Windows ecosystem? Why is it so hard to believe that?
What happened? What happened when?
It's a case-by-case basis that people are leaning on a
which
lot.
he already said we have deals with ZeniMax made deals. We will honor those deals already, and I think some of the smaller titles might go, of course, but the big draw to their Game Pass and their ecosystem. I mean, they paid so much money to get these names that are going to bring you to their services. Why? This is one of the biggest reasons they did it.
That's 100% right. I definitely agree with that. I've been of the mind that these games would not be on PlayStation, because if it was solely just about Game Pass, they could have done a deal like they did with Bungie. So
Exactly.
because they
Didn't one
went
of
out
you-
and bought them, I believe it's not going to be on PlayStation 5 myself. So.
Didn't one of you here on RDX not too long ago when we were talking about how they were going to keep these exclusive? Did somebody mention this as well when it comes to, because I was watching a video, shout out to Neo GameSpark, by the way. He had some speculation that possibly the reason why he's talking like this is because the deal is not finalized and anything can happen between now and, you know, whenever it gets finalized. And you don't want to say too much. You don't want to tell, you know, what's going on with the situation with Bethesda or any of the game studios. So you just want to kind of keep that, you know, at a minimum. And that's probably why he's not saying anything.
Well, that's what we said when Aaron was on here, right?
He was being that's what I thought.
You know, cryptic, and we said the same thing, saying that the deal's not done. So of course they're not going to say everything that's going on right now because they're waiting. Like I think Tim said, maybe February. You know that's when it's going to close or something like that, and that's when they'll be far more open. And then not to mention, like I think on here again we brought up how like this can like cause a lot of people to be hateful toward Xbox. If he's like, "Yep, it's only on Xbox," right before a launch.
They're already hateful, man.
Exactly.
But it'll get like a lot worse.
Yeah, they don't need any extra help there.
No, I don't think it can get
because
any worse.
I mean, again, though, because if he's going to justify it, he literally has to come out and vilify three big ass competitor corporations, Tencent, Amazon, and these other.
Yeah, but then he has to be a monster to them too. Like you can't win. And since when did any acquisition go? Yeah, they're not going to keep those games to themselves. Like I know we pointed at Insomniac. They'd worked with Insomniac. Insomniac had made some multi-platform games. They partnered with Xbox to make Sunset Overdrive. And when they bought Insomniac, we didn't say, "Oh, cool. They're probably going to make Spider-Man Miles Morales on Xbox." No one ever thought that. And so I think it's such a double standard that people look at PlayStation and go, yeah, they're going to make games just for them. And then when Xbox does it, goes, Xbox never has games. Xbox has no games. So why should they
bringing Horizon and Death Stranding to PC and more?
Or they'll get upset. How could you make that exclusive? I love those games. It's like, buy an Xbox or play it on your PC. Or
you already have
but
a PC,
it's almost worse though when people bitch when something isn't made exclusive. You know,
it's weird.
I want to be locked down to one platform.
Just to touch on Lucas' point, though, about how it couldn't get any worse, I actually think it's gotten a little bit better for Microsoft. I see a lot of hate still, but I think a lot of casuals and a lot of people, a lot of gamers out there have turned around a little bit with Xbox because of Game Pass, because of the Bethesda deal. I've seen some turnaround.
You know what I've seen, though? I've seen people trying to skew this and say that, oh, now we're going back on exclusives. Aren't to me an exclusive doesn't make a game. An exclusive doesn't make a game better or worse. A great game, some of the best games ever made are multi-platform games. It's not about saying, "Oh, I want exclusives again." I'm just saying what I think is going to fucking happen because it's common sense. And people are just like trying to spin that as, "Oh, now they want them." It's like, no, you're just another idiot.
I've always wanted exclusives. I've always wanted it.
First of all, Xbox hasn't had exclusives since 2016 or whatever the
15,
fuck it was.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah,
when they announced the PC, so like. Everybody plays the Xbox where they want. We're just saying it's exclusive to the platform. It's not exclusive to the one console like you loved it to be. So, and a lot of those people are like, Xbox has no games, Xbox, blah, blah. Well, they got games now. And so you should be happy, right?
No, they don't.
Why would you be mad? Like Xbox, if you don't want to play on PC, Xbox is offering you a pretty sweet little $300 Series S, or the most powerful, best place to play every single game with the Series X if you don't want to play on PC or xCloud. Like, what are you mad about? Like, you have so many options. You can xCloud is going to be on smart TVs, it's going to be on tablets, it's going to be on PC. It's like,
well, the people who are, expressing discontent are just people who generally don't like Xbox. So it's like there's nothing you can really say or do to change their mind. They're always going to have something to complain about. And it is what it is, man. But I'm with Fonz. I feel the general sentiment has changed. I was speaking more as, the everything that happened this generation with Xbox. I'm saying I don't think it can go lower than the low from this gen. So
I think they've done a lot to set themselves up properly, but you would think 2020 would be enough, and they need another year. So, it's one of those things where they've got enough going for them to reimburse and re-excite a lot of fans out there and kind of raise morale, which is great. And I think that the big vision, the long-term plan that Phil was talking about years and years ago, and again, we've had plenty of things to say about decisions all at Xbox, but there's no arguing. Phil's done a great job changing the direction into a more pro-consumer direction. They got rid of the fucking Netflix, Xbox Live paywall, and there's still things that need to change. We were one of the first talking about the free-to-play paywall. There's a lot of stuff still need to be changed, but at the end of the day, it's gotten more flexible. You got more options. They're giving you more value by giving you the cross-play. Game Pass is unbeatable right now, and they've just made that even better with Bethesda and ZeniMax. And then on top of that, acquiring these guys, saying we're not interfering with the games they're making. They can have their dev cycles how they need them. Until we see otherwise, I don't got much to say about that. But long story short, I think that Phil's done a lot of great stuff. Now is the time for a lot of that. He's been making Kool-Aid for a while, and now that Kool-Aid's going to start pouring out here soon, hopefully. And
finally adding some sugar. Let's go.
Yeah, and by that I mean something that's not Forza and stuff like that. Though we have had a little break from Forza though, and I want a motorsport game pretty badly right now. Actually,
yeah, I'm getting that way too.
It's so weird seeing the console launch. Like I know they always say, "Oh, Halo, Gears, the fucking Forza," but it's still kind of weird that the console's launching without a Forza.
I mean, the Xbox One's like the only one that launched with a Forza, I think.
It's weird that it's launching without any real big first-party game. It's really odd.
Well, yeah, first party, yeah, definitely. That are new, but Valhalla, man, that's what I keep. My mind keeps jumping back to that. I'm like, okay, cool, I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too.
But I get it. You're right. You're right.
Well, truth be told, everyone's going to be playing Cyberpunk. Let's not get it twisted here. But at the same time,
so just wait 9 days to unpack your boxes. People.
Yeah, just stare at that 1080p UI and just have fun with it.
I mean, I'm going to be playing fucking Valhalla first, then.
Yep.
Yeah, so Valhalla will have me busy for minimum. I mean, I'll be playing that game for months, so I know by time will fly. Yeah. Cyberpunk will fly out, and then I can damage control enough to play 2K21, and then
he still fucking plays it. You still like we were all in a party, and Dealer we're like, "What are you playing?" Dealer's like, "NBA 2K21." We're like, "What? What are you playing?" He's like, "Nothing."
Yeah,
we haven't even talked about the Valhalla.
Exactly.
Did you guys notice the upgrade on Valhalla, the character models?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a good video, D.
The upgrades, when I saw that, I was like, holy shit. Remember, I was complaining on the show that they looked really generic. Now they look like real, actual characters. Like the main characters look like the main characters. They don't look like NPCs. And I think I have to tip my hat to them, first of all, because I criticized them and they actually made a change on the game. And this is the first Ubisoft game, I should say, in a long time that I remember actually getting upgrades prior to the launch of it. So my hat goes off to them. And
it's pretty damn buggy, apparently, to these. Hopefully they get those bugs smashed in.
Well, you know what? I've seen one really negative video on the latest, build that these influencers got to play. But the other videos that I've seen from some influencers were really positive. And it was really strange because the one was really hard on it, and the other ones were just like, nah,
there was a few. There was about one or two influencers that were hard on the game, but a majority of them really enjoyed it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I watched Yang Ye's video. I think he gave a fair review, but he and the other influencers have a earlier build, so I'm not too concerned, to be honest.
Does it have mountains in the background that pop in?
Well, I heard one guy say he played 14 hours of an October build. So, and he was really high and positive on
build, bitch.
Bro, I had a clip on my DVR in Odyssey. It scared the fuck out of me because I believe what I was seeing. I was in Odyssey walking down the street. I was going to the next objective. The game's amazing. A fucking shark comes flying around the corner on the street right towards me. A big ass shark. I was like, what the fuck?
Swimming on the ground.
So basically, it was the AI of a dog, but it somehow rendered with the skin of a shark. Big ass shark flying through this little street.
I gotta say something about Valhalla though. It seems it's like multiplats in general. It seems Sony guys are attacking more multiplats now
because every one of them's an L in a properly optimized situation.
Because that's all Xbox has at the start. I don't get it. Like, why is Sony dudes like really hard on these multiplats right now?
Which one? I mean,
it's not just right now. They do harp on multiplats quite often, actually. So.
Why though? They ain't on PlayStation.
I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know.
Because they're not exclusive, and because they, for the past 3 years and the next 6 or 8 years, they most likely will be outperformed by an Xbox.
Hey,
So
chat, let us know
really
why this is happening, even though their top played and top bought games list consistently have mostly all multiplats on them.
It's true.
So, I mean, I some of the best games ever made are multiplats. It's okay to enjoy. Most of us play nothing but multiplats, and I don't mean me, but in general, like,
Yeah,
well, 90%
like
of my
Horizon,
gaming,
Horizon
90%
Zero
is
Dawn is a
multiplat.
great multiplat game. It's on
It's-
PC, it's on PlayStation.
Guys, it's just the guys in the community. You know.
Are they hating on Horizon Zero Dawn now? Some multiplat?
I'm joking.
Oh, that's
I was
good.
literally joking.
I mean, Horizon
Nah.
Zero Dawn is better
But
on
they've
PC than it
hated-
is on PlayStation. It's a better game now, so you should be even more happy.
They
Man,
hit it
fuck
on
them, who cares? These
Cyberpunk.
people are stupid. These people are stupid. Who cares? Simple as
They
that.
hit it on Cyberpunk forever now, and now it's Valhalla. It's they've been hating on it.
Why would you hate
It's
on
like,
Cyberpunk?
Because
Well, are these the same guys that
That's
thought
them.
Horizon Zero Dawn was even in the same room as fucking Witcher 3? Are they comparing to, like, people that compared Horizon Zero Dawn to Witcher 3? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's not even close to the same fucking league
And
of a
look, I
shadow.
enjoyed Horizon Zero Dawn, but it doesn't hold a candle to The Witcher 3.
Who was it that
Doesn't-
said
doesn't-
Ghost of Tsushima had better side missions than Witcher 3? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my god. Somebody said this shit.
yeah, no, but like they've always done this. They've done it as even far back as 2018. It's just
Yeah,
did it
it's
with Red-
weird.
I guess
they
I
did it
should
with
just,
Guardian.
like, I just have learned not to pay attention to any of them. So I just,
Yeah, I mean, it's just listen. It's just people in the community. We're in the community, so it seems like a lot, but it's just them, and you know, they're never gonna like anything, so it's whatever, man. They
Mm.
are who they are.
But then they buy these games that they talk crap about. It's like
Yeah,
they buy them
it so
anyway.
they can talk more shit, man. It is what it is. It's just how they are.
There's just stuff is, you know, a lot of stuff. I was told the other day that we would just shit on Dirt 5 as exclusive to PlayStation. I'm like, we fucking love
Yes,
Sony games. I mean, that's the
that's
dumbest shit I've ever
definitely-
heard. So,
yeah,
I mean,
that's
again, you know,
definitely
we've asked Microsoft to
know,
compete with that
so-
caliber of game for years, and that's why we're
Yep.
excited about a lot of the stuff they're doing.
I
So
love my Sony games. Everybody knows that here in chat.
he's
Sony
willing to pay
games are better than
$10 and go
Xbox
back on
games.
everything he's ever
He's
said
gonna
about these
say it.
patches.
I gotta say, it.
Hey,
love
chat.
those Sony games.
Chat,
and
thanks
no,
for
and-
rocking
and
out.
no, I was kidding about that patch. I would not buy a fucking patch.
Yeah, you
guys-
would. Come on, don't go back on it now.
me. You know.
Own it,
I
Fonz.
buy no fucking patch.
Own it, you Xbox.
I would
I
not
don't
buy a
know.
fucking
I
patch.
think I would buy the $10 patch.
I was kidding with you guys. I'm teasing you. I would not buy a patch.
Fonz, it's
Rowdy
okay,
Gamer
man.
Pod
Hey,
in
I'm a
chat.
piece of shit. I bought the next gen version of
You know
2K, and I want to watch
No,
the commercials
I-
for it.
Wait,
Dealer
wait,
also
you-
bought a Pegasus that doesn't
Wait,
fly.
Yeah.
hold up. You paid
Sure did.
$120 or whatever for 2K?
Oh, now you got a problem with it, bitch?
I
Oh, I
did.
got a problem with that. Yeah, I do.
He's like, hang on, now that I found out how you use your money.
Oh, nah, I got a problem with that. That's nuts, man. But okay, whatever. You're
Fonz,
balling.
Fonz. Doom Eternal has jumping in it, so Obi-Wan don't like it.
Poor Obi.
Shout out to Obi. Shout out to Lethal Papa. Great moderators. Wilmy in here. Wilmy, you ain't talked enough, bitch. Where you at?
I'm sitting here playing Amnesia. Actually,
Oh, no
on my
wonder.
PS4.
You piece
I'm
of
playing
shit.
Amnesia. I don't remember where I'm at.
Which Amnesia?
The new one just came out today.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Is it good?
It's not bad. I'm surprised it took them 10 years to make another one.
Maybe it's just one guy.
Is it better than being in a podcast with Dealer?
Surely.
Oh no, I'm just sitting here. Luckily, I have all these monitors around me, so
Every time
got
on
plenty of
Wimmy's show, he's always looks like he's doing some weird stuff on the desk when half his head's on the camera. It's like,
Well,
how you doing,
the
Wilmy?
bad part that dealer, you know what I do, man. So a lot of times I'm getting calls and emails at all hours of the day and
He's like-
night.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. I'm giving you shit.
You don't answer my phone.
Yeah. Shows up at your house
Have you
and
ever
answers your
called?
phone.
Look at Dealer.
Hopefully, I
blocking
don't get a
Rand on
call from
Xbox
you
Live.
in the middle of the night because if I do, it's never good.
Well, again, chat, thanks for joining us. That's our final topic. I am slowly dying. I'm crawling into a casket right now. I need food.
You are always dying.
Wilmy, I wish we could do the show earlier, but we just can't. This is when we can assemble, okay, sir? And again, thanks everyone joining us. I mean, there's so much stuff going on right now, and it's at the point where I'm ready for some damn games and stuff to kind of play. So, I mean, it's
Yeah, I'm
really,
fun.
it's getting to me. So I'm excited for the stuff. I'm definitely going to do a stream the night before the console launch, probably. So whoever can make that, of course, on the panel, you guys are welcome to join. And we'll have it going. Definitely, we'll have a big launch.
Night before.
Say what?
Night before.
Yeah, like or the night of, I guess. I mean, but I figure people will be playing the damn thing
at midnight.
Nah, you might want to do it the night before. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
we want to play the box. We want to play that UI.
Yeah,
gotta play those updates first, man.
File some reports. There's no HDR on this UI. But yeah, well, I do a stream probably the night before. I've gotten a weird amount of tweets about this, so we'll do one. And again, guys, that should be. I'm gonna figure when that is, because maybe we can plan that a little earlier too, because those are some fun shows. But again, guys, thanks for joining us. Hit the like button, share it out. We do appreciate it. And if you missed any topics, go ahead and check it out after it uploads to the channel, and check these guys out on their channels. Support what they do. Cold Eastwood, what have you been playing? Where can people find you?
I've been like 50 or 60 hours into Mafia 3 after finishing Mafia 1. So I've been basically playing that and Star Wars Squadrons and having fun. But nobody really cares what I'm playing. You can find me at Cold Eastwood at YouTube and Twitter. And thank you for having me on the show. And thanks to letting me be on here with Luca and Wilmy.
Yas, King.
D-Batch, what you been benchmarking and where can we find you?
I've been playing a lot of Black Ops actually over the weekend. The alpha came out.
Oh yeah, I saw your footage. You was getting fucked up.
I was doing some damage, man. So yeah, that game was a lot of fun. I can't lie. And I've been playing some Mafia 1 as well. And of course, benchmarking these RTX 3080s. You could catch me on.
You should send me one of those. Do you have any?
They're all gone now.
Why would you get that? There's no exclusive games on it, G.
Yeah, I've been getting a few of them. I can't lie to you, man. It's like crazy trying to get one of those cards right now. I've never seen anything like this, man. But anyways, you guys can catch me at Twitter at D_batch, and of course on YouTube at DBatch. Catch my video tomorrow where I give you what I couldn't give you today.
Oh, you fucking bastard. Twisted Middle, by the way, he says they're attacking because they know all multiplats will look and run better on the Xbox. It's definitely part of it. We noticed that trend in 2017. We've been here before. I've been down this fucking road before. Remember, because they used to hype out every multiplat for, hey, a couple 100,000 pixels. We've also got Jay Murda. He says, I think Xbox needs to get on VR. What's your opinion? They're definitely not getting on that anytime soon. They do, though. More options, the better. They need to find a good way to do it, though. Let third party take care of the demanding stuff, hardware, etc. Meat Puppet. He says, Dealer, we don't know what D's going to say, but just watch D's video. LOL. Love the show. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it, man. Also got Alan Collins, who is a new channel member. Thank you so much. Shout out to all the channel members with the emojis. That nice platinum badge is looking fire. Also got James Keynes, who says, he says, buggy jumping is popular in
Bungie.
Oh, okay. God, you're ahead of me. Luca, why don't you read these? Man, shit.
Oh, no, I mean, I saw it earlier, and I read
no,
it earlier.
It says Bungie. Oh, that is, yeah.
Yeah, because it's for Bungie.
That's so funny. They don't spell their name that way, though, do they?
No, it's Bungie.
That's why, okay. So, yeah, Bungie jumping is popular in New Zealand. I'm guessing that's what's for, so could Xbox buy Bungie? Who knows? IK says, did y'all talk about the update about Target and Best Buy launch day allocations? I mean, Aaron was on the show. I mean, you know what's
nothing about that.
I've gotten a few links over the past week since we've had Aaron Greenberg on the show, and it's always really annoying to have someone say, hey, big fan, love everything you do, amazing show, and then send me a fucking link. Did you hear about this? Yeah, that happened on my show, and the article was written about the show.
Yep.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
No, seriously though, I mean, sometimes it's because we get so many messages. Sometimes we might already covered it in a video or even a tweet. So just check that stuff out. But yeah, I don't. This might be different though. Target Best Buy allocations. Aaron did say that they could sell through their pre-order stock or their day one stock with pre-orders, but from what they're hearing, a lot of them have not. So you might actually have good luck getting a console if you go out and try to get one the day it comes out. You might actually be able to get some. So maybe that's kind of what you're talking about. I don't know. JCT Bean, by the way, says Microsoft and Google played nice. Yeah, they played nice for the Surface Duo. They did. Bounty Boom, by the way, says, what's up, RDX? And Luca. Luca, you again, yeah. Luca is always welcome.
Yes.
And then Penny. I'll get through a few more of these. I'm trying to do a little better with this. Will you be doing? Yes, we'll be doing a show at some point around that time. Can't promise specifics.
The hype levels are going to be pretty great.
It's so crazy. Somebody said in the chat too, there's only 2 more episodes of RDX before the launch.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
Crazy.
Onslaught says Cold War was fire. Yes, it was. Killer. He says the fact that Sony fanboys are hyping up. Okay, I got that one. Okay, so I think I caught up on them. All right, thank you guys. Those that shot a super chat in there, all the patrons, all the channel members, appreciate it, guys. Seriously. Fonz, tell people where they can find you and what you've been playing.
Grounded Gamer here on YouTube. Check out my channel. Sometimes I put videos up. It's very hard to lately, but I do mostly cyberpunk content, but I do other things too as well. But you can find me there, cyberpunk. Grounded Gamer, the Grounded Gamer. And also, and before I get out of here, I just want to say, yes, of course, I was kidding about buying a $10 people.
Just own it.
Listen, I'm just throwing this out there because I like to have fun on the show. It's funny when stuff like that happens. We have banter, but honestly, people, do not buy an enhanced.
Basically, he said he'll meet you guys on Ghost of Tsushima on PS5.
Oh, no, I will be playing it in 60 frames, but it's going to be the boosted mode. I'm not paying for a freaking patch, and we don't even know if that's happening with Ghost, so let's be fair. But if that was happening, you will not see me buying that patch. Don't buy an enhanced patch for any game.
Let Fonz buy it for you, and he'll tell you if it's worth it. Gaming Forte, who manages a GameStop, says GameStop will basically, there's a good chance I'll have day one stock there. Not sure how much, but he says there's a chance. Fingers crossed. Shout out to Gaming Forte, who does not like coming on the show. Also,
no, it's not. Yeah, no, he's actually free now.
I'm kidding.
No, I'm just saying he had a show the same night. He's actually free now to do that. They moved the show. So.
Well, I mean, we all know Gaming Forte does 27 shows in a week. So he's a beast.
Dude, he's on like 42 at least.
At least 47. Shit. No, shout out to Forte, knowledgeable, one of the fucking few people I see on a lot of shows that actually know what the fuck they're talking about, it seems like. We've also got Luca. Shout out. This is one of them. Tell people what you've been playing besides Destiny 2. And then
I actually, listen, sir, I have not been playing a lot of Destiny 2. There's nothing to do. Okay. All right. Thank you. I went back to play Dark Souls 3 a little bit, to get myself a little bit hyped for Demon Souls. And I'm going to start Dead Space again because I missed that game. But you guys can find me on Twitter.
I could take a remastered Dead Space. Shit.
I know, right? I would
give me a trilogy remaster.
That would be so amazing. Yes. I love that series so much. But you guys can find me on Twitter and YouTube at the Ash and Luca. And thanks so much for having me. I always have a lot of fun with the boys, and it's always good to be on Filmy too.
Wow, it's like you just didn't actually mean that last thing.
What? Excuse me?
What? I'm just
clipped. I'm gonna send that to PlayStation.
You are always my vocal tone. Like, listen, Luca, you don't sound like this.
Luca, what are you doing? I know you're playing Connect 4, aren't you? What are you doing over there?
I'm literally just sitting here, dealer.
Oh my god.
But yeah, thanks so much for having me, guys.
Hey, shout out to Devin Nunes, RDX Devin Nunes as well. I don't know if there's gonna be a Warzone update. There might be. It's still pretty big. We've also got xCloud. Tim Dog, tell people what you've been playing, bro, and where can people find you?
I've been playing Doom Eternal, and you can find me on Twitter, xCloud Tim Dog. Great show tonight, great panel. Ashton, thanks for coming down. Wilmy as well. And 2 more weeks. We got 2 more shows.
Hell yeah. Man, I remember doing shows leading up to the 1X, man. Like, geez.
Pretty exciting.
And when that console launched, this channel was like 12K. And it's nuts, because again, there's always going to be stuff to talk about. There might not be as much hype here and there, but it's all peaks and valleys. Like, it's just crazy to see how far everything's come and how far Microsoft had come since then. It's pretty crazy. They had 6 studios back then, Tim. What the fuck? All right, everyone's dead. Hey, Zalker, what have you been playing and where can people find you?
I've been playing a lot of Dishonored 2. Game's really fun. Having a great time with that. It's on Game Pass. Never got to it back then, but I'm enjoying it now. And then I've been playing like Hot Shots Racing or something on Game Pass. I don't know. That game's just weird. It's just fun. It's just like an arcade little fucking game. It's fun as hell. And then you guys can find me on Twitter at Zalker87, YouTube Zalker87, or any of your recommends. And it's a lot of fun tonight. The chat was hilarious when I got pushed down on the floor. Like
they were like, "Fuck Zalker, he's a fraud. I hate him."
Pretty much. And yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was a good time. Thanks everybody. Chat, you guys are the best. Lethal, good job on killing it. I saw him destroy a few people, taking them out. So yeah, man, it's a good day, man. Love the podcast.
Yeah, Tim's going beast mode. But again, fantastic panel. I have assembled a fantastic panel. Give me a high five. No, seriously, you guys are awesome. Go subscribe to these guys. Give them a thumbs up. And again, guys, if you haven't subscribed, stay tuned. Videos every week. You guys know the story. Share this out. We appreciate it. Hit the like button and make a sandwich with no bread, though. Okay, no bread, Tim.
No bread. 6 studios.
Okay, I'm getting an email here. And again, shout out to all the patrons and all the guys in the scroll up top, all the channel members. Seriously, thank you guys. I've been playing 2K, Call of Duty, and we're out. Bye.
Nice.
Yeah, said that real quick and